Hello, hello, hello. What's up tonight, everyone? Welcome. Fine Thursday to you all. Good to see you. What is up? Money Boy, KCT, Sacred Serenity, Variant, Lucas Saddle, Thomas Flash Dog. Good to see you. Hollis, how are you today? Made a deck specifically for you. It's called Clash On. Ooh, using the literal Clash mechanic. Oh, that sounds like a great viewer submitted Commander Clash deck. Thank you, Olive. How's everyone doing today? Yeah, so Arena's broken today. I was thinking that I was gonna do some maybe some zombies in alchemy, which I thought would be interesting because Bearby, what are you barking at? What's up, bud? I don't know. Could you hear the bear barking? He's barking at something out the window. Come here, bear. Come here. Come say hi. Come say hi to everyone. Everyone wants to see you. Come here. Come say hi. Come say hi before we start playing. Come here, bud. Over here. Let's see. Ready? Come here, big boy. Yep, jump up. There. Oh, there you go. There you go, big boy. There you go, big puppy. Say hi to everyone. Say hello. Yeah. This is a microphone. You can talk into it. Can you bark into the microphone right there? Oh, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome. Good to see you. So yeah, Arena's broken today. Bear's on the lap. He's barking out the window. You good, bud? Are you good? Okay. Go play. Ooh, careful. Get down careful. There you go. All right. Frolic. Go frolic. All right. I think we're good now. I think we're good. He's good. Yeah, he might Dude, there's nothing out there. It's just a car. It's okay. Well, if you hear any barking, it's just Bear barking at cars going by. The Starman DX, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Thank you. He is the perfect dog for me. He really is. So anyway, Arena's broken. I was thinking about doing some alchemy rebalanced zombies tonight because they rebalanced a ton of zombie stuff, and I really love Naked Reality, but Arena's broken, which means it's an excuse to play some modern, and zombies will have to wait to the future. So today on the agenda, we have Oni-Cult Anvil in modern. This deck looks pretty sweet. This is a Rakdos sacrifice deck, not only using Oni-Cult Anvil, but it's got all the blasts. We got Shrapnel Blast, we got Galvanic Blast, we have Disciple of the Vault going old school for our sacrifice payoffs. So basically burning and sacking in modern. And then as a backup, I got some Pioneer action. Pioneer Light Fangs, white-black Pioneer Light Fang auras. So we'll see if we get to Pioneer as well, but that's the plan. So as Arena's broken, we're playing some sweet Kamigawa stuff in a turtle today. Yeah, Exploit got so much better with the latest update. So hopefully everyone is doing good. Check your makerphone for Snot. He's pretty he snorted pretty good. Yeah, he's a snorty puppy. So any idea for a brew around Fires of Invention? I feel like it'd still be broken in alchemy or historic. So Fires of Invention. Oh, did I say Light Fang? Light Paw, not Light Fang. But yeah, so that's what we're starting with. No hidden stockpile in this one. Instead we had a bunch of burn spells. So we'll see. I don't know. You could play both together. I don't know what's going to end up being best, but we're going to try this build because I think this build could be pretty reasonable. So yeah, hidden stockpile. The only problem is it's in the wrong colors. It does work well with Oni-Cult Anvil in the same synergies, but I gotta go to a whole nother color. So I don't know. We could try both together, but we're going to go with that one for now. So anyway, that's what we're starting with tonight. Reminders, and we can talk about rebalancings as we go along. Replay YouTube. That's we invite all those streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. Let's see. Yesterday we did some mirror boxing on Against the Odds, and oh my goodness, mirror box is so incredibly sweet. So mirror box Against Odds. Tomorrow we're going to modern to do some ninja-ing with new ninjas in modern for Much Brew. So check that out on the YouTube. A reminder that our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom. Man, when the mirror box goes off, it really goes off. It's just so like having like 4 Toxickeys on the battlefield, 6 Burgies on the battlefield. It's just so sweet. A reminder that our sponsor is Card Kingdom. If you need some magic cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free goldfish sticker. Let them know you want one in your order notes and they'll hook you up. Otherwise, Discord. Yes, Chelson one is not good for us. Discord, check it out if you're interested. Merch page, you got tokens, t-shirts, playbats, good way to support the stream of the channel and the site. Donations, always appreciated, never required. $2 or more gets your message read on stream. So anyway, let's talk quickly about these alchemy rebalances, and then we're gonna start playing some modern. So Arena will wait for the future. So what do we get from our alchemy rebalances? And Alchemy still, I feel like it puts me in such a tough spot. So today, I saw these rebalances, and they look pretty cool. Like, Cobbled Lancer gets a bunch cheaper with its card draw ability. The ones I'm most excited about are actually Skull Scab, triggering on non-tokens is huge. Stitcher Assistant suddenly becomes a great Necro Duality card, like in 2 mana rather than 3 mana. This, I think, is a constructed playable, potentially, card, especially with Necro Duality. So I was really hyped about playing zombies in Alchemy because of these rebalancing. So I tweeted, like, okay, we're gonna have to do a Necro Duality stream. And some people were like, don't do that, Alchemy's the worst. So I don't know, I just feel so bad because I feel like there's no win between Standard and Alchemy. Catapult and I Have No Dad, first time sub, welcome to the Fishbowl. Hey, what's up, Noel? How are you? Thank you for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. We got a new donation. Winter Milan, $6.90 with the nice. Thank you so much, Winter Milan. Definitely appreciate it. So anyway, we talk more about the rebalances as we go along. The other news for the rebalances, which I'm curious what you think about. Probably the big news, way down at the bottom. Fires of Invention returns to Historic. Same exact text, except 1 more mana. So 5 mana. Is Fire's going to be good at 5 mana? I think there's a chance. Like, okay, so is Historic good, too powerful for Fires to be good in general? That's a question that I think maybe the answer is yes. Like, Historic has gotten a lot more powerful, a lot quicker. So maybe, like, Fires doesn't dominate in Pioneer. Maybe it's not going to be super busted. At the same time, I think that Fires is still a inherently powerful card, even at 5 mana. Like, yes, it's a turn slower, but you still can do the same things. You're still playing spells for free. You're still having all your mana available to scry or to do whatever shenanigans, to activate your counter. So I think that even at 5 mana, Fires is still, it's one of those. Here's the thing about Fires, and here's my issue with this idea of rebalancing broken cards. With some of them, like Fires, I feel like it's really hard for Fires to ever be a fair, healthy card. I feel like Fires goes one of two directions. Either it reminds me of a Bridge from Below, sort of. Like, here's Fires. It's either unplayable or it's broken. It's really hard for me to imagine threading the needle with Fires. So it's just another, like, okay card that's good enough to see some play, but not good enough to be, like, a dominant style card. Kind of like some of the cards we've seen banned in the past, like Bridge from Below. Where Bridge from Below, you could argue that it'd be safe to unban in Modern now, and it might be safe to unban in Modern now. But if it's ever good, it's just busted. And if it's not good, it's not played at all. So what's, like, the upside of having a card like Bridge from Below existing in Modern? I wonder if Fires might fit in the same spot, where it's either going to be, like, so bad that it doesn't see play and they're going to have to rebalance it again, or it's going to be so good that it's broken and then you got to ban it again. So it'll be interesting. I think it can still be pretty powerful. My fish is bad. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. But anyway, we can talk about that as we go along. Today is a Modern day, and we're starting with some Anvil Blast. So this deck is really sweet. This deck is a Oni-Cult Anvil Rakdos Artifact Sacrifice Bird deck. So what are we trying to do with this deck? Well, number one is we're sacking these for value. We got Cat in the Oven, which doesn't normally see play in Modern. I know people may be sick of it from Standard or Historic, but it's not a Modern playable synergy. But in our deck, it's really good because our food tokens, as they're dying, they're triggering Oni-Cult Anvil. They're triggering our Disciple of the Vault. Disciple of the Vault's one of our big payoffs. Disciple of the Vault, whenever an artifact goes in the graveyard, we just get to ping our opponent for 1. So as we're sacking our Ragavan treasures, as we're sacking our food tokens, we're draining our opponent. Then we have Oni-Cult Anvil to sack artifacts to make more artifacts that we can then sack to deal more damage. And then the big finish, Galvanic Blast, Shrapnel Blast, 2 of the best burn spells in the history of Magic. We've played these spells before in, like, budget affinity decks, and they are great ways to close out the game. No one expects a 2 mana 5 damage burn spell. The problem is you gotta have artifacts to sacrifice, but this deck is, like, perfect for that shell because we have so many artifacts, so we don't mind sacrificing. It's supporting Oni-Cult Anvil. It's getting more damage out of Disciple of the Vault, and that's essentially the plan of the deck. Sack artifacts for value, draw some cards with Experimental Synthesizer, and hopefully burn our opponent out of the game. Otherwise, we got Urza Saga, which is just busted in an artifact deck. Unseen Spectre, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. And we have a bunch of sideboard-wise, a bunch of tutor targets for Urza Saga, Graveyard Hate, Pithing Needle for Planeswalkers, a little bit of removal, more Graveyard Hate. We got removal, we got Lurus, of course, because Loris is busted, Thoughtseize to pick apart our opponent's hand, Alpine Moon to shut down Tron, in like Primeval Titan style decks, Valakut style decks, and that's a deck. So let's see if this deck works. I'm really curious. Has anyone tried Anvil in Modern? Like, I'm curious. Yeah, Experimental Synthesizer is a card that is way better than I expected it to be. I kind of like overlooked that card, I think, during spoiler season, where I thought it was fine and I thought it would be okay, but I didn't really think through like how synergistic it was. It like draws so many cards, it works with Loris, it fits in so many places if you can sacrifice it. So how much is this deck? Roughly infinity dollars. I mean, it's a, oh boy, I kind of hate Modern right now because of the price. Like, I love Modern, but I kind of hate just the prices of Modern right now. So here's the thing. The deck is like $1,000 in paper on Moto. I almost couldn't even get it with my loan account, and I have a huge loan account balance, but this deck is so ridiculously expensive. The problem is, well, you need $300 of Ragamons, and you need $300 of Urza Sagas. That's the deck. Like, the deck otherwise is, well, I guess Mishra's Bauble is really expensive online, but really, other than those cards, the deck's not that expensive. In paper, I guess Bloodstained Mire and Blackleaf Cliffs are a little expensive as well, but it's really this handful of mostly Modern Horizons cards that take this from like a relatively budget-friendly, like $500 deck to a really expensive $1,000 deck, but we'll see. What do you have for Graveyard Hate? Dodging it. We don't really have an answer to Graveyard Hate, although I think we can just hopefully play through Graveyard Hate. So Graveyard Hate, it is annoying in that it'll shut down like Cat Oven. It'll make Disciple of the Vault worse. The good news is Shrapnel Blast don't care. Oni-Cult Anvil don't care. Galvanic Blast doesn't care. So hopefully we can just kind of play through the Graveyard Hate and still be able to win. Yeah, Bobble's got to get reprinted again. Hey, what's up, Christian Bales? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Is Academy Manufacture too expensive for this deck? I love Academy Manufacture. The problem is Loris. Loris, this is a great example of how Loris reduces the number of playable cards in a format. Like, if Loris was not a card, I would play a couple copies of Manufacture in this deck, and it would be really sweet. Like, tripling up our tokens, making so many artifacts. The problem is the cost is losing Loris, and Loris is just so busted. And this happens to a lot of cards. Like, this is why I would like to see Loris banned. Is it that it's just too powerful? I mean, it is very, very powerful, probably too powerful, but it just reduces the number of cards that you can play in the format if you're trying to be competitive. Like, if your goal is just to have fun, then it doesn't matter. But if you're actually like trying to be competitive and have fun, it really restricts the number of cards that can see play in a format. Like, if things that cost more than 2 mana just get crossed off the list because they exclude you from playing Loris as your companion. Loris is so strong, so yeah. I mean, the price of Bauble is not bad in paper. The Bauble issue is more of a we have a squirrel. A squirrel, a Bauble, and a Cauldron Familiar. I mean, I guess that's okay. We can Disciple of the Vault. We got lots of mountains. We can Disciple of the Vault Mishra's Bauble. I think that counts as a combo. Pass the turn. Hey, thank you for the cheer, by the way, Grusha Bales. Thank you. This still looks like a mountain to me, I swear. I swears. I mean, I think Loris would still see play in the main deck. Loris is strong enough that some decks would still play in the main deck. Even if it was, like, banned as a companion. Well, Cauldron Familiar can gain us life. All right, so we're going to pass. Synthesizer. Caboose! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Manufacturer would make the deck worse. Loris or not. Sweeter, yes, but still worse. You'd probably play Crocs or something. I mean, you could play Crocs in this deck, even with Loris. How'd they cast that Lava Spike off of Plains? Cheating. Judge call. Judge. G Fuel code for the second month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. We're going to play it careful. We're going to Ravenous Squirrel. Play the... Is it worth playing the Cauldron Familiar? We got to shock ourselves to do it. But then that lets us get Loris next turn if we got nothing else. Oh, yeah, all right. I don't know if this is correct or not, but boom. Cauldron Familiar. Gain back 1, go to 16. Crack the Bauble, take a peek. Trigger. Disciple. Oh, it's sweet to see Disciple of the Vault doing things. I don't know the best name for this deck. I was calling it Anvil Blast, but there might be... All right, another Lava Spike. There might be a better name than Anvil Blast. Hit you for one. Since Anvil is damage, not loss of life, do you think you could build a historic deck around it with Mayhem Devil and Torbrand? Ooh. So I've seen it played... Hey, what's up, Pateri? How are you? I've seen it played in Historic with Mayhem Devil. I have not seen it see play with Torbrand, although that does sound spicy about it. Please don't Searing Blaze this. Searing Blazes us. So it is. Ooh, Shrapnel Blast. Shrapnel Blast. All right, so we're going to play this land. We're going to get Lures here. Like, even with the tax, Lures is just so good. Get Lures. Hit ya. The Shrapnel Blast is going to steal us the win. I think it is. I think there's a chance it steals us the win. About it. Lava, or else we just get burnt out here. Down to 10. Not the highest life total. Opponent passes. Ooh. All right, play the bobble. Crack the bobble. Take a peek. Do we live long enough? Drain you. Disciple of Vault doing work. Top card. All right, just a land. That's a good sign. Urza Saga. Luris. Play it. Bobble. Hit you. Do we live long enough is a question. Opponent. Down to 10. Synthesizer for no value. Yep. Pass the turn. Opponent. Don't burn us. Don't burn. Oh, no. Down to... Oh, we're dead. I think we're dead. Down to 6. Another bobble. Oh, this is going to be close. We got a Nudo. Wow! Go Fiesta. I have not seen you in a while. Good to see you, Go Fiesta. A huge donation. 1. Oh, no. Come on. Come on. Not 2. Oh, we had him next turn, too. Go Fiesta. $101 donation. Thank you. Thank you so much. And how are you, Go Fiesta? It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've seen you. How's life? How's the goat life? Hey, what's up, Skelly Man? Hello. Oh, we were so close. You know, I mean, Thought Season, no. Alpine Moon, no. I guess Pyrite Spellbomb is okay. Like, Pyrite Spellbomb can kill random burn creatures. Oh, did we miss? Was there a misplay? Did we misplay by shocking ourselves that turn? I wonder if we did. It's possible. It's possible that 1 life. Remember, we shocked ourselves to play Cauldron Familiar, so we lost 1 life on that exchange, and our opponent looked like they might have had Xaxes. So it's possible that 1 life actually just lost us the game. Well, okay. You know what I like against Burn? It is Cat Oven seems decent. Not bad. We'll play a bobble. Crack a bobble, take a peek, see if we're drawing a land. No. I'll play a bobble. Crack a bobble. Well, we crack it on our opponent's turn. Play the Black Cleave Cliffs. Play a Witch's Oven. Pass the turn. About it. Well, let me see Affinity to Squirtle. How are you? Yeah, Dragon Spark Reactor. The problem I have with Dragon Spark Reactor in Modern is 4 mana's. That's a big activation. Perhaps too big of an activation to really be good. Well, let's take a peek. Eidolon. Well, hopefully we draw land here. Hey, what's up, Turn 2 Dale? How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, I was surprised by the power of Dragon Spark Reactor in Standard playing Oni-Cult Anvil. Like, it was really... We had a deck list that came from somewhere, and it didn't have any reactors, and we added in Reactor, and it ended up being really, really strong. Modern, 4 mana is a lot, and Prismatic Ending is everywhere, so it's very risky to try to store up... a bunch of mana and something like that. I wish this was a swamp rather than a plains. Well, we will play Cauldron Familiar, gain a life. Play a mountain, pass the turn. Cauldron Familiar is so good against this deck. Like, we can just block and chump and sack and gain life. This is the very first match we have played with the deck. Oh, God. Okay. Well, that's a problem. That's a problem that we don't really have an answer for. Okay, fair enough. Sanctifier and Vec. Uh-huh. Well, that's unfortunate. We will play a... I don't even know. Disciple of... We have a lot of points of burn in hand, but we need more artifacts, and we don't have them, and the Sanctifier and Vec is shutting down our loot. Oh, my God. I think we're in trouble. We might be in trouble. We know they have Eidolon, too, because we saw it with one of these baubles. Oh, this is real bad news. Opponent's going to bolt our cat. Mm-hmm. I mean, we still might as well sack it and make a food, but we lose it forever. That is another artifact. So we're getting close to enough artifacts. Oh, wow, this is so close. Opponent hits us. Sure. Down to 16. Eidolon. Opponent passes. Well, play the synthesizer down to 14. Okay, let's think about this. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's a lot, but it's not lethal. 14, 15, 16. So we need to sack all the artifacts? Wait, we gotta think about this. All right, let's think about this. So this can sack itself. We need to blast first. So we blast for 8, opponent goes down to 8. Blast for 5, opponent goes down to 3. Sack the food down to 2. Oh my goodness. Wait, what are we taking extra damage for? I'm so confused. What am I getting yelled at for now? No artifact lands in this deck. Yeah. The disciple damage helps. The problem is we can't sacrifice everything very efficiently. All right, so we can play this on tap. We go to 12. Galvanic Blast. Opponent goes down to 8. Shrapnel Blast, sacrificing Synthesizer. Opponent goes down to 2, but that's still not quite lethal. Like, are we playing this untapped? I mean, I think we gotta play it untapped. Well, actually, we can play all these during our art. We'll play it tapped. We also got to be aware of their Eidolon damage. What am I forgetting? So oh boy, this is such a close situation. Well, yeah, they're getting, that's true. If they cast something, they get Eidolon damage, although we also get Eidolon damage. All right. No. That's actually, like, I think whether or not we play this land on tap is probably the decision that wins or loses us this game, and it's really close. Opponent, Monastery Swiftspear. And a Sunbaked Canyon. And a Roiling Vortex. I think this is okay. Opponent's only got 1 card in hand. Goes to combat. Opponent's at 12. So we have lethal. So we can just block. Take our beats. Is there a chance we lose with lethal on the stack? We go to 8. End of turn. Blast you. Down to 8. Untap. Like, oh, we lose to a bolt, right? Ah, blast you. Blast you. Oh, actually, no. We need this to resolve first. Almost punted. Down to 4. Blast you. No bolt. No bolt. No bolt. Oh, it worked. Oh, oh, oh my god. Oh, oh. Okay, it worked. How come whenever Seth plays something fun, he gets matched up against Vernon, in fact? I mean, that's kind of what Monitor is about. Wow, I can't believe we got there. That was super close. You could have let the Royal resolve so they die if they bolt. They weren't in a point where... Well, the Royal doesn't hit them, though, right? The Royal only hits us. It hits each player on their own upkeep. Yeah, so we were taking one on that upkeep, and then our opponent would take one on their upkeep. All right, well, run it back, run it back. Oh, no, that's all good. Yeah, it does hit them, but not until their turn. All right, reveal Lores. Wow, that was so close. That graveyard hate is an issue. We got a Saga. That's something. Galvanic Blast, 2 Witches Ovens, a Squirrel. Well, I mean, we do got a Saga. You know what? I think we'll keep it. I think that's fine. May have been worth waiting for their turn even. Yeah, I don't know. It's close. That's a tricky spot. Goblin Guiderino. Opponent. Yes, and hits us. Down to 18. Well, we got all the lands in the world. Get rid of the Goblin Guide. Pass the turn. Yeah, I think letting them untap there is pretty risky. If they have multiple mana available, that's bad news for us. About it. Passes. Well, Urza Saga. Witch's Oven. Yeah, the food is actually irrelevant. Being able to gain life off the food is super helpful. About it. Morus charms us. And cracks it. What's your Asmore deck affinity? I have not seen it. Oh geez, that's potentially deadly. Well, untap land. Play the Bauble. I guess we see what's on the top of our... Actually, maybe we need that. It keeps our token out at Searing Blood range. Oh, Bear's like a 6/6 or an 8/8. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. Yeah, let's just pass. So here's our hope. If we don't die here, we can make a construct and get Shadow Sphere to gain a ton of life. If our opponent just bolts, really. Well, I mean, you can't do much about that. That's just the ultimate burn hand. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. That was we didn't get to do anything. Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons to play burn. If you get the right draw, it is basically unbeatable. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, that is the burn dream. Like 3 lands, every lightning bolt. That wins games. Well, reveal Loris. Asmo. Wow, that's a spicy take on Asmore, Squirtle. Mystic Redaction. Beginning your upkeep, scry 1. Whenever you discard a card, each opponent mills 2 cards. Well, that is definitely one of the spicier takes on Asmore I've seen, for sure, Squirtle. I have never seen Asmore mill. That's a neat idea. That's definitely cool. And I mean, that's a good way to power up the Mystic Redaction, which I forgot was a card. I like it. That's super neat. One colorless land. I don't think that's gonna do it. Okay. Well, we have colored mana. That's good. That's a good thing. So have you played anything Sweet and Modern with Kamigawa Neon Dynasty? Well, land of the bottom. I'm curious. I feel like so far Kamigawa Neon Dynasty has not made. I mean, we didn't even have a creature to make a food. I don't think that's a long-term game winning plan though. The problem is like the way we win that game is making the 5/5 lifelinker. Like that's how we win. I think we just gotta hope that our opponent does not have the absolutely perfect draw. I think if we take our turn and play a squirrel and sack a squirrel and try to sack the food, then we get nothing out of our Urza Saga, and then we don't get to. I think that is just the way we gotta play it there. Yeah, I've seen some mono blue ninjas lists running around. They seem very mono blue tempo-y, which I don't know. I thought about playing it because it is cool to see the ninjas in there, but they do seem very mono blue tempo-y as well, which made me a little nervous. Well, Urza Saga. Go to combat. Hey, it looks like we're up against Hardened Scales. Well, hit you with the cat pass the turn. Played Bright Hammer Time last night with Reality Chip. I think I told you this last stream. I played against someone playing that, and they used Sigarda's Aid and equipped the Reality Chip to itself, and it totally just bugged out on Magic Online. The GFT, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Angabak Waka. Okay. Well, I mean, we get to start making constructs. They're not big constructs, but they are constructs. I think we just attack. Like, if our opponent wants to trade, we will accept this. Get in with the cat. Modern Mono Blue Ninjas has been creature based from Pauper Mono Blue. Yeah, it does remind me of the Pauper deck with some modern additions. I've been trying with my limited arena monies to make Boros Equipment Warrior Samurai deck. There's some great synergies. Would love suggestions if you have any. Ooh. So I haven't tried really putting warriors and samurais together too much. I found the samurai deck to be pretty sweet. Like Ishin into Ryu is actually just enough to win a lot of games. So I found straight up samurais to be better than I expected, I would say. I don't know if they're like busted or anything, but they were way better than I expected them to be because I did not expect much from them. The warriors, the awkward part about adding warriors that I found is while the samurais also care about warriors, the warriors don't also care about samurais. So it's still a little bit awkward, in my opinion. Well, let's make another construct. Tutor up a probably Witch's Oven here. Yeah, get a Witch's Oven. Land untapped. Witch's Oven. Hit ya. Well, now we get to do really, really, really cool cat oven shenanigans. No one will ever expect that. Why hasn't anyone figured out that sacrificing the cat to the oven is a good thing? Pass the turn. So I gotta ask you, chat, what is the flavor of this? Is the flavor of this throwing a cat into an oven? Like, is that what this is supposed to be? Like, the sacking the cat to the Witch's Oven. I've always wondered about that. Opponent. Gonna make a construct. Wizard's not making... Like, that's kind of what it seems like. You're cooking the cat, right? Okay, yeah, all right. And it's got the 9 lives, so it keeps... Okay, that's fair. Have I seen Sweeney Todd? No. I know what it is, and I've heard some of the songs from it, but I've never actually seen it. Why, is that what Sweeney... That's not what Sweeney Todd's about, is it? I don't know if there's any movies about putting cats in ovens. Hopefully there's not. I mean, I'm more of a dog person, but still, I don't want to see cats cooked. All right, called her familiar, blah, blah, blah. Do this a million times, because that's what cat oven does. Sack the cat. Get it back. You're turning the cats into pies, but the cat just needs a pie to be resurrected. Who eats a cat pie? Seriously. Who's gonna eat a pie made out of cat? I love pie as much as anyone, but I do not think I would eat a pie made of cat. Well, let's synthesize and bobbleize. And we're actually super close to winning. Actually, we could have just won, couldn't we, with direct damage? Huh. Well, attack. I think we could have actually just won there. I think that was a punt, because we could have double cat sacked. Shrapnel blast, galvanic blast. That's actually... Don't underestimate the amount of damage that these blasts could do. Opponent blocks. Oh, we get to win anyway. Blocks and grows. Oh, this works. Opponent down to 5. And... Shrapnel blast you? Sack the synthesizer? Shrapnel Blast is a mess up magic card. It's every time we play Shrapnel Blast, it just gets people. Ooh, about it. Dead? I think. Ooh, all right, boat it. Down to 0. That is why you play Shrapnel Blast. Shrapnel Blast every time. Budget decks, real decks, it doesn't matter. Shrapnel Blast just straight up gets people. Do you think that Urza Saga is too strong for Modern? Yes, I think. It's... I don't know what to make of Modern at this point. Here's the thing. I think that based on where Modern was before Modern Horizons 2, yes, Urza Saga is too strong for Modern. Yes, Ragavad's too strong for Modern. The Cascade stuff might be too strong. Whatever. There's several things that based on where Modern was a year ago, or 2 years ago, whatever amount of time before Modern Horizons, all these cards would be too strong. Now... You ever see the Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns goes to the doctor and he's got every disease known to mankind, but they're all stuck in the door, and because he has so many diseases, they all kind of crowd into each other and he stays alive? If you remember that Simpsons episode, that's kind of how I think of Modern right now. There's all of these really broken cards for Modern Horizons, but they're all so broken, they all kind of sort of make each other fair in a really weird way. So I worry that if we got rid of Urza Saga, that would just make Ragavad even better. Or if we got rid of Ragavan, then Saga would dominate even more. So I kind of think of it... I kind of think of it that way, that I'm not sure if there's this fragile balance of really busted things, and if we got rid of any one of those really busted things, it might actually be worse for the format rather than better. The exception is Lurrus. Lurrus, I strongly believe should be not part of the format. I strongly believe Lurrus shouldn't even exist, but I definitely believe it should not be part of the format. It's that's the card to me that is problematic. You just need MH2 cards to stay alive. I mean, exactly. Modern's different. It's different than it was before. You can still do a lot of things, but all those things are going to most likely involve Modern Horizons cards. That's where Modern's at. There's still a lot of different decks that are playable. There's still a lot of really cool things that you can do, but They got Inval Modern Horizons cards because they're so pushed. I mean, I think Lurrus is going to get banned at some point. That Wendell, last 24 hours, anti-trans laws in Texas, war in Ukraine has been pretty heavy. Thanks for your positivity, Seth. Well, thank you, that Wendell. Yeah. Oh, the real world is, I mean, the real world is always crazy these days, but the last day has been even crazier than our normal crazy standards. So it's good to have some positivity and whatnot. Definitely, I feel super bad for everyone in Ukraine, like that situation. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing I can do or any of us, you know, in New York or California or wherever you are. Like, there's nothing super directly we can do, but I still just, I feel so bad for that whole situation for sure. What's even the flavor of companions in Ikoria? I mean, I really truly think that it was. Here's how I imagine it going, and I don't even think this is untrue. So here's what I imagine happening. I imagine Wizards was like, hey, guess what? This commander format's really popular. People seem to love it. They can't get enough of this format. Standard has been kind of crappy lately. How about if we try making Standard more like Commander? How can we do that? How can we make Standard be like Commander? And the answer is, I guess, Torpor Orb. I guess the answer is companions, and it went horribly wrong. Predictably also wrong. Horribly and predictably wrong. But yeah, that's how I imagine that conversation going. That Wizards really just wanted to try to commanderize Standard, and it did not work the way they hoped, or the way we hoped, the way anyone hoped. All right, so sack the Bobble, trigger, opponent's drawing an Ancient Story, scroll the Squirrel. There are a lot of little synergies in this deck. So we get a Construct from the Oni-Cult Anvil. We hit our opponent. Next turn, we get the Saga going. We got hopefully 8 points of Bird in hand. I know you do positivity, but would you be open to doing a charity stream for trans folks in Texas? A lot of folks have to leave, so money helps. Yeah, that could be a possibility. I've helped with some of Professor's charity drives before, so that could be something that would be worth considering for sure. Ancient Stirrings for our opponent. Lurrus is toxic. Like we were talking about it earlier, the problem with Lurrus is it pushes a lot of cool cards out of the format. That's what I dislike about Lurrus, even more than just the power level. And the power level is very high. Don't get me wrong, it's a really high power level, but I really hate how it just pushes so many. This is getting scary. How it pushes so many sweet cards out of the format. Opponent eats the Bobble. Opponent passes. I'd love to see play Legacy and the Blastos deck with Kappa Cannoneer. Yeah, I've seen Kappa Cannoneer is like all of a sudden a legit card in Legacy or something. I did not see that coming like at all. No. Did not expect that. How's the deck so far? So we lost a really close match to Burn in round 1, and now we're here. All right, play Bobble. I think we're gonna play Bobble. We're gonna target ourselves and decide what we want to do with our lands. Grow our dorks. Make a token. We got to be aware of this Ink Moth. Top card is a squirrel. Ooh. Yeah, whatever. We'll draw the squirrel. Wait, are we at risk at dying this turn? 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe. Okay, maybe we should be afraid of dying. I want to get Lurrus, but it seems like there's a chance they just one-shot us. All right, opponent takes the squirrel beads. Yeah, we're going to play it. We're going to play it careful. Opponent untaps. Arena's up. I'd love a trans charity stream. Yeah, I'll see if we can get something set up like that for the future. That sounds like a really good idea. Definitely good timing for it, for sure, where it could be helpful to people. Ravana Squirrel. Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna definitely play this league. Maybe we do some arena afterwards. Possibly. We'll see how long this league goes. I also have that Pioneer deck as a backup. They announced a sneak peek at new. They announced the new Capita sneak peek stream with new cards for next week. Wizards. New Capita, I don't think releases for like 2 months, right? Isn't it still a ways? I don't know. Ooh, Ozolith, all right. I don't know what Wizards does with their spoiler schedule. Well, I mean, I'm excited to see new Capita. I would be stunned if there were not Triumphs in the set. Someone pointed out that some of the new cards, like Beseiju, refer to basic land types. I think that is comfort. For me, that's confirmation we're getting Triumphs. Like, I already thought we were getting Triumphs, and that, for me, just kind of seals it, which I'm super excited for. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Wizards thinks with their spoilers scheduling. Like, I love spoilers. I love talking about new cards, but I feel like Kamigawa just, like, we're, a week and a half into exploring Kamigawa stuff? We just had the second Against the Odds episode. Like, we just kind of started doing Kamigawa, so I feel like maybe it's a little bit too quick, but... Ooh, Containment Construct seems like a plan for a future cycle. It was definitely a weird card, or future cycling. Yeah, it was definitely an odd card to pop up, because it doesn't synergize that much with the rest of Kamigawa. But, I mean, I'm hyped for new Cape Town, and I'm also, oh man, this is going to be such a good year of Magic. Even outside of New Cap right now, like, Dominaria. Last time we went to Dominaria was one of the best sets Wizards made in a long time. I think that, How do we do this? Yeah, whatever. Sure. I mean, we're not at risk of dying. If they want to sack a bunch of artifacts and grow this, I think we're kind of okay with that. Down to 17. And passes. Well, Saga triggers. Bloodstain Mire. Go to combat. Oh, we're so close to having lethal here. Attack. So 3, 4, 5. Down to 10. Oh, we're like 1 point of damage away. All right, hit you with everything. Opponent. Down to 10. I wonder, I keep feeling like maybe... Wow, there's probably a way we could have got 1 more point of damage out of this. Ping you. Pass the turn. I mean, we win next turn for sure, as long as we're alive. Which hopefully we will be. Opponent's going to draw a card. We should be good. We should be good to get the bird win. Oh, we could sack Oni to itself. Would that have mattered? Oh, yeah, that would have mattered, wouldn't it? We could have sacked this to itself just to grow the squirrel. And that would have been 1 more. You're right. Oh, okay. Good to know. I didn't actually realize that this was something you could sack to itself. Sack an artifact. Okay. Definitely worth keeping in mind for the future. Do you think Garfield is coming back for Dominaria Brothers War? I mean, he came back last time, right? For Dominaria. So it seems possible to me. Old Pro Tours are pretty... I've been watching some old Pro Tour footage, too. What do you think? We've been talking about doing watch parties. I saw someone that I don't know on Twitch was doing a Pro Tour watch party. Would you be interested? Would that be something you would watch? Would that be fun to, like, watch one of like the greatest top 8s or something in history together? Could be kind of interesting. Opponent. No, I don't think it was CGB. It was someone with like 100 people watching whose name I didn't know. It was just like earlier when I was getting the stream ready today, actually, but it was a name I wasn't familiar with. That could be fun. Maybe we try to do that sometime. That could be super fun. Because there are some really great moments. I mean, I don't think... Oh, Greg Hatch, yeah. Oh, and deck techs. I still I still want to look up the Greg Hatch deck tag. That was one of my all-time favorites for sure. Opponent. I don't think our opponent realizes how dead they are. And the answer is very. Alright, so we draw Witches Oven. We'll just let this go. Get an artifact. We don't even need to attack here. Get whatever. Pyrite Spellbomb. Galvanic Blast your face. Oh, Galvanic Blast. I gotta learn. The mountain swamps, the only way I'm gonna get used to them is by playing them, I guess. Although I don't think I'm gonna play them on Arena anymore. Too risky. Pout it. Blast you. GG's. And there we go. That time the deck felt really good. Really good. Looking at Kamigawa makes me realize just how much design space is still unexplored in Magic. Vehicles, treasures, sagas, so many more feel like recent designs, already so core to Magic. Yeah, it kind of blows me away, honestly. Like, it blows me away that they've been making Magic cards for almost 30 years now. Almost 30 years. And they still keep coming up with new things. I will say, as much as I love sagas and some of the other new innovations, vehicles, treasures, all that stuff, I will say that sometimes it feels like Wizards defaults to let's put another side on this card too quickly. I don't know. I feel like, how do you feel about double face cards at this point? I used to like double face cards. When they first came out in Innistrad, they were so flavorful. They were so perfect for what Innistrad was doing, for the werewolves and like seeing the corruption, all this stuff. It was like such awesome Magic cards, just so good. But now I feel like we get some sort of double face card like every set, and there's so much text where it's almost like a hassle to read the whole card. So I feel like maybe Wizards leans on it like a little more than they should. Like, I don't think every set needs double face cards. And that's where we've been for like the last year or something. Like every year and a half, every single set having double face cards. That feels a little excessive to me. And it takes away from their specialness, I think. Not that I dislike all the cards they made. Like the MDFCs are great. Like I love the land MDFCs, but some of them are just a little, I don't know, a little not very exciting and a little played out, I think. And plus, I'm lucky. I'm a digital player. I play almost exclusively online. In paper, yikes. In paper, having to flip them in and out of your sleeves all the time, that seems doubly brutal. Opponent, Esper Sentinel. And an Ornithopter. Well, play the land. We don't actually have black mana, which is awkward. Well, I mean, boom. Stupid monkey. Go. I mean, isn't Garfield responsible for sagas? I feel like the story was, the Deans were about the worst use, I think, of MDFCs. I don't know. When they feel like it's just two cards stapled together, which is what the Deans felt like to me, that's not very interesting to me. When it's like the land spell MDFCs, those are really sweet, and they felt kind of new and innovative. That I really actually enjoyed. Well, I think we just got to blast. Actually, let's attack. This might be crazy, but let's attack, see what our opponent does. If they block with Esper Sentinel, I think that's fine. Blocks with Ornithopter. Well, now we will blast Pure Steel. Pay the 1. Get rid of the Pure Steel. Play the Bauble. Sack the Bauble. See what you're drawing. Springleaf Drum. Sure, pass the turn. I think that Wizards uses the pace of change. They bring something out and see how it interacts, and interacts well with, they put a little spin on the core concept, which makes it new but familiar. Vehicles are, what if a sword swings instead of creatures. Sagas are escalating effects over time. Use once per turn. Sounds a lot like Planeswalker. That's true. I guess, I mean, nothing is really new. Nothing is really new. Everything is somehow related to old things. I mean, I think you can compare, yeah, vehicles to equipment pretty fairly. Springleaf Drum. Please don't hammer us. Well, I guess they can't hammer us. They only have one card. Oh, Luris? Opponent passes. Oh, we get another blast. Oh, this is interesting. Oh! So we could blast and get in with this Ragavan, but then our opponent can lure us and recast it. I mean, I guess they're lure us and recasting anyway. Blood Crypt untapped. I mean, I guess we're just on the Urza Saga plan for the time being. No attacks. Pass the turn. Land spell flips I don't love. Day Night I don't love. Untap flip lands I don't love. In vehicle magic, sword swings you. Yeah, kind of true. Has anyone ever seen the Ren avatar in the store outside the bundle? I want it so bad. I've never noticed it. I haven't really looked for it, but I also have not noticed it. Opponent pass. Passes. Okay, they want to make constructs, apparently. Well, we will make a construct. We will untap. We will make a construct. Opponent will also make a construct. Okay. Ugh. Opponent stuff just bigger than ours. Why are you running these mountains when the other ones are far superior? I didn't really think it through. I just added Kamigawa Mountains. I didn't really think through which specific art it was. You like the other art better? This one does look a little plainsy, I guess. Like, the colors are a little light. The swamp actually looks more like a mountain than the mountain. Hey, what's up, Righteous Fury? I'm doing wonderfully. How are you today? Yeah, we probably gotta get Springleaf Drum awkwardly. And I really don't want to let our opponent draw cards. But I also would really like to hit our land drops. We're about to get out-constructed. Jeez. Well, okay. Disciple of the Vault, go. Got him. Got him. About it. I bought the tabletop version of your budget affinity deck. Just want to say thank you. I love it. Ooh, awesome. I'm glad you like it, Tyler. Oh, coming out on Sunday, 50 modern and pioneer decks that are super cheap. They're free on Magic Online, but also super cheap in paper. Some of them you might know. Some of them are budget Magic decks, but many of them are new decks, viewer submitted decks, tournament result decks. So if you're thinking about free-to-play playing Magic Online or just want cheap decks for older formats, definitely keep an eye out for that article. Hey Seth, what's your opinion on the growing design trend of putting spell-like effects on utility lads? All right, opponent. Yep. Making big things. Shadow Sphere. And. Well, we're just losing the Urza Saga War, essentially. Like, that seems to be the issue here. Is our opponent drew 2 Urza Sagas. We drew 1. And they have Esper Sentinel to keep us from doing anything. Well, I mean, I don't think we have a choice. Like, sure, you get to draw a bunch of cards. This isn't good. This probably means we're dead, but yeah, you get to draw a card. Esper Sentinel's a messed up card, too. It doesn't get the hype because of, like, Ragavan. Oh, no. Oh, no. Are we just never going to hit a land? That is a downside to Urza Saga, is it does sacrifice itself. Well, we finally did hit a land. a little bit on the late side of things. Are we dead? This is huge in trampling. We can't kill anything. We definitely are not close to winning. This is going to make another... Oy, yeah, this is so bad for us. Well, Bloodstained Mire, crack it. Get our Mountain Swamp. Play Witch's Oven. Actually, play Cauldron Familiar. Drain you. Tap the Cauldron Familiar. Play the Witch's Oven. Well, I mean, that's what we got. I don't think it's enough, but that's what we got. Pass the turn. Opponent's got just the bigger constructs. I saw Monoway Vehicles come across, yeah, my Twitter or something. Definitely looks sweet. Doing some plowing about it. Pioneer's just such a cool format right now. Since the set had You Already Dead, what are the odds that New Caperna has a cancel called Forget About It? I mean, seems like a good... Oh, no. Are we just getting hammered? Is that where this is headed? About it. I mean, hammer on the constructs just game. Yeah, all right, fair enough. Oh, so, interesting. I don't know what to think about this deck. I think the synergy of this deck's really sweet. That game, we just got bodied by big stuff, though, and I don't know what we do about that. How do we stop ourselves from just getting... I mean, I guess just draw more Urza Sagas. Maybe that's the answer. Draw more Urza Sagas. That's always the answer. Our blasts have been really effective at being able to close out games on occasion. But that still requires us getting in that early damage. Yeah, I don't know what to think about that game, honestly. Opponent. Alpine Moon is great. Really? I mean, it is good against Saga. Are we going to cut synergy pieces for it? Like, you think is it actually worth it? Like, it is nice to hit Urza's Saga, but there's only 4 of them in the deck. Like, we also have Urza's Saga. Normally, I don't think I'd bring in Alpine Moon just to fight Urza's Saga. It should have been predictable that Hammer beats an Anvil deck. Oh, I guess that is flavorful. You're right. Take out the Ragavats. Ragavat's just like so good though. I mean, we'll try it. We'll try some Alpine Moons. I don't know if we want a dead draw. I'm very worried about a dead draw, especially against this deck, because it's like they win with Hammer. Like, part of what makes the deck so good is that it also has Urza Saga, but it's not like naming Valakut against a Primeval Titan deck, where it's just like, okay, we kind of got him, or a Tron piece, where it's like, okay, this really disrupts our game plan. I feel like Alpine Moon against Hammer Time, like, I don't know, they might just kill us with a hammer on turn 2 or turn 3, and not even care about Urza Saga. It is true that our opponent has many mulligans. It is true that our opponent has many blockers. So that is an argument for getting rid of it. Well, all right, we'll see. No threats at all. We do have a Bobble, which is something. Yeah, Hammer Time is so sweet. I mean, really, what put Hammer Time over the top, though, was new additions. Like, Urza Saga in specific is what put it over the deck. About it. Yeah, I mean, but that still doesn't really win the game. Like, it's nice. Like, those lands are annoying, but I worry that our opponent's deck can kill us without them so easily that we might be putting a lot of cards into our deck that don't do enough. We'll see. I mean, maybe they'll be game winning. Opinion on Blood Sun in modern decks to beat Saga decks. It's so bad. It's so bad. Blood Moon. I love me some Blood Moon. Blood Sun, though. I've never been impressed with Blood Sun outside of like using it with your own Lotus Fields to ramp. Then I think that's pretty good. But I don't know. I feel like hopefully you can just get your deck to the point of playing Blood Moon, maybe. Like if you really can't play Blood Moon, if it just isn't going to work with your mana, then I think I can see like some amount of an argument for it, but yeah, in general, I haven't been very impressed with Blood Sun. Oh, there's a hammer's coming. Well, we will pass the turn. We've made a construct token. Saga needs a banning. It's getting to the point where even decks that have a reason for it, like Hammer Time and this deck, are overshadowed by the fact they're Saga decks rather than just making their unique qualities. Yeah, I mean, I think that's true. That is true. There's so many powerful things, though. That's my only concern. There's so many powerful things that I feel like if you ban Saga, then like Ragavan just gets better, or Lurrus just gets better. Maybe if you could ban like several things at once, that would be a pretty interesting solution. Like maybe you just gotta, kneecap 3 or 4 of the top cards and archetypes in the format at the same time. All right, Stoneforge to get something. Whenever I face 5-color Niv deck in Historic, I just keep hoping for them to bring Blood Moon in the format. Yeah, it would be so good against that deck in specific. All right, opponent gets a Shadow Sphere. Sure. Just runs out the hammer. So I think that means Pure Steel's got to be coming. Shadow Sphere. Well, we will see. Untap. Bloodstained Mire. Oh. Well, I mean, if they get a hammer, we can block. They don't have trample. Oh, they do have trample. So they have Pure Steel Paladin, we just lose, but that happens anyway because we can't kill Sanctifier and back. So I guess we just play a dirty Lurrus. Might as well run it out. Mishra's Bauble. Saga's the only card that I think needs to be banned. I mean, so the thing about Saga is, it is very free winny. Like, there's been many, many times when you play a deck with Urza Saga, or against someone playing a deck with Urza Saga, and their deck does basically nothing of note, but they still just end up winning, kind of because they just happen to have that one card in their deck, which I don't know if that's the best play pattern, really. Like, that play pattern's pretty frustrating. When your opponent, like, when you stop the main theme of their deck, and there's like, oh, I drew 2 Sagas, and I made, a bunch of 8/8s, and just attack you with them. Kind of brutal. Oh, boy. All right, Alpine Moon. Okay, Pure Steel, we're dead. Yep. Yeah, we just don't have the ability to answer this. Opponent. Well, this wasn't even close. Reality Chip, draws a card. Yeah, there's not. So one thing we've noticed consistently is both of our losses came to Sanctifier and Vec. And this deck might need to play some answers to Sanctifier and Vec. It's got 1 Pyrite Spellbomb in the sideboard. Not sure that's enough, honestly. Apparently, an organized play announcement will be soon. Articles are written according to Blake. Ooh, well, hopefully we get some good news. Yeah, this deck might need something better to answer Sanctifier, because both of our losses came to that. Like, that one was super obvious. Like, what do? We just don't have cards to stop our opponent from putting that on a pro red and black thing. One thing I've noticed consistently is PK's beard is way more groomed than Seth's. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't know if I believe in the grooming of a beard. Like, what's the point in having a beard if you're just going to comb it all the time? Beards got to be free. So what are we hoping for from an organized play announcement? Is there anything in specific that we're like, do you think there's any chance they actually, like, do what the community wants? Like, is there going to be a return of actual, like, GPs and PTQs. Like, what are we expecting out of this? Or is it going to be like, I don't know. We're gonna do a command fest sometime or something like that. Like someday, you know, when it's safe, we'll do a command fest. I'm nervous about their test formats, honestly. The test formats that they've done, kind of make me worried, honestly, that they're not interested in actually putting putting Pioneer on Arena, and then instead they're gonna try to like make some format out of the cards that exist because they don't want to deal with the hassle of programming some cards, which I think would be really disappointing. Like if this ends up with them being like, oh, we're gonna make a new format that is, you know, Return to Ravnica forward or whatever, to me that would be a very, very unsatisfactory answer. There is a single Pyrite Spellbomb in the sideboard, Stone Rain, but there probably should be more. Oh, this is tough. Tough. This Light Pause is very, very scary. Huh. I don't know what we do about this. Well, I'll be excited to see what the organized play announcement says. I'm trying to maintain hope that they're actually going to do the right thing. The fact that they did not say anything about it for almost a year makes me... I don't know if that should be a good thing or a bad thing. Like, I don't know if that means they've been, you know, furiously planning something awesome and they're finally going to reveal it, and it just took them a while. Or if it means they really don't care. And now a year's gone by and they're like, oh, we got to say something, so... Dash Monkey? I don't know about Dashing Monkey. I mean, the problem is if our opponent untaps with Light Fangs, they probably just win. I think that's how Light Fangs work, or Light Paws. Like, if you untap with Light Paws, I think you just win. Because you should be able to protect it, and then you never can deal with it, and then it just snowballs. The problem is, for us to deal with Light Paws, we got to play Bobble and let our opponent draw a card, and then when our opponent goes to cast an Aura, we have to Shrapnel Blast and let our opponent draw a card, and that's also super bad. I mean, I guess I just get to let it live. Definitely not at all happy about this. We'll dash the monkey. And... Blue and White Boggles is a pretty rare example of Boggles in Modern. Usually it's like Simic based. This might just be an Auras deck. Like, we've seen some Light Pause Auras decks in other formats. Opponent gonna block with the Esper Sentinel. Well, okay. Yeah, Shrapnel Blasting in our turns, that also feels bad. I guess it gets rid of the Light Pause, but there's so much more value if we can kill it. Why they go to cast an Aura. Oh boy. Curious Obsession gets a free Aura. Light Pause is bonkers. It is bonkers. Yeah. Esper Sentinel really is. It doesn't get the heat that something like Ragavan gets, but Esper Sentinel is incredibly powerful. Like, it is very close to the same power level. All right. Unblockable. And an Umbra. And we're dead. Well, yeah, I mean, you can't not kill the Light Pause, and I guess we should have just bitten the bullet and been like, all right, like, we got a 2 for 3 for 1 ourselves or whatever, but I guess we just had to go for it. Like, that's what Light Pause does. Sure. Well, so far this deck, I will say, has been pretty disappointing. I mean, we've done some cool things with it, but wow, overall, I feel like it's not very competitive. Well, we can bring in a bit more removal. I mean, I think if you ever play against an Aura's deck like this, you just gotta kill the... Ragavan's been very, very bad. I don't think we've gotten a single Ragavan hit. Maybe Ragavan should not... Like, Ragavan's a card that you just stick into every deck because it can win a game by itself if it gets in hits and it's a 1-drop, but it has not been very impressive in this deck. It's actually felt pretty clunky. All right, bring in some more removal. If you ever play against Boggles, hey, what's up, Magikarp? How are you? Good to see you. If you ever play against a Light Paws deck, you just gotta kill the Light Paws. How are you, Magikarp? I mean, Ragavan I don't think is overrated trash. I mean, it's a 1-drop that literally wins a game by itself if it gets it. It is one of the most punishing cards, but we've played against all decks that are just like Ornithopter, Esper, Sentinel. So it's been a ton of decks that Ragavan just cannot get in attacks with. I'm so glad I get to start my job later this week. Just a heads up, I won't be able to stop by the stream for more than an hour at most. You're an awkward hour for me. Well, Magikarp, we'll miss you, but I'm definitely excited for you. New job is definitely exciting. Or playing against Chuck, well, tell Chuck hello, lose it. Oh, I guess Arena doesn't work that way, does it? All right, we're going to keep this. We got removal. We're going to trust that our random artifacts gets us there. Hey, what's up, Gordius? How are you tonight? Good to see you, good to see you. Well, Mishra's Bobble. Bloodstained Mire, crack it. Blood Crypt, untapped, and Disciple of the Vault, and crack it. Drain you. Staggering Insight. All right. Land? Maybe. Opponent. This is why main deck 4 gut shots in blue-white control. Wow. Okay, so they are playing actual Boggles, too. Yeah, we also don't really have answers to those. Oh, boy. Oh, God. Well, maybe Boggles is back. Huh. What do you think of Pioneers Masters? I would love to see a Pioneers Masters set. I would not like to see... Yeah, I guess we should have played Synthesizer before we played the land, but I guess we still gotta do it because we can't do anything else. But it would have been better in case we had a land drop, so that's a slight bud. Yeah, Boggles. Well, I mean, that's not the worst. Oh, God. Jeez Louise. Well, Staggering Insight, down to 15. Hit you for 1. So I guess our hope is that we can deal some damage and then maybe blast them? Have I listened to the new Kamigawa soundtrack? I heard a song. Is there an actual, like... Is it the song that they commissioned? That's already is game 2. Game 1, we lost to Light Paws on turn 2. But we don't have a... It's not like we have a way to kill a Slippery Boggle anyway. That's just not a thing that is in our deck. Well, we get to kill the Light Paws, which is good. I mean, our hope is that we can get our opponent low enough on life that we can just burn them out. We do have potentially 14 points of burn in hand. So there's a shot. That is a power shrapnel blast. Is sometimes you can just jank them out. So that's our goal. We got to get more artifacts on the battlefield. That's a main thing. We need to get more artifacts to up our galvanic blast count. Yeah, I heard the Jonathan Young song. Oh, there's a full album. Interesting. Is it good? I was going to send you a Kodoltha Rebirth deck because I think it works well with the Experimental Synthesizer and the Surge cost on Reckless Bushwhacker. Ooh, that sounds sweet, Staxy boy. Send it over. I'd love to see it. Oh, interesting. I'll have to check out the album. Opponent. The album is made by a bunch of people I know. Hefty the Trivium, Caleb Hayes, Matt Hefty, I know Jonathan Young. I don't know any of those other people. UHF77, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 4th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. After making it to Mythic with my Matt Turbofog deck a couple months ago, I was looking for a real challenge after basically non-stop play since release, lots of tuning, and one of the luckiest streaks of my life, I made it to Mythic with 5 color sagas in Standard. Ooh. 5 color sagas. That is that is super spicy. Wow, Satsuki even. So how did the deck feel? Wow, it's even pretty close to budget in paper at least. I do love Waking the Trolls. I've been wanting to play Kami War. Lots of removal. Okay. Zeus as many. I mean, that's a spicy list. Another Boggle. So did it actually feel pretty good overall? With Disciple of All, it means we actually have 16 points of damage if we draw creatures. Well, we need lots of artifacts. Right now, Galvanic Blast is 2, and these need artifacts to sack. So we have lots of potential damage if we get enough artifacts to turn on all of our cards. That's kind of the sticking point right now is the lack of artifacts. Oh, another Disciple. Well, okay, so I think what we have to do is play a Disciple, play a Witches of it. So we're gonna have to like sacrifice a Disciple to get a food so we have enough artifacts. I think. Oh, game. All right, well, that's a good top deck. Yeah. Well, okay. Not quite game yet because we can chump block, but Daybreak Coronet is definitely in it. Wow, I don't think this deck ever beats Boggles. we don't have the stuff to kill enchantments or hexproof creatures. Well, all right. Sacrifice, fizzle, food. All right. Well, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna have to happen soon. Blood Crypt. Untapped. All right, pass the turn. It all comes down to this. Can we resolve these burn spells and steal a win? Opponents at 15. We theoretically can deal 15 points of damage. About it. Oh my god, this is close. What do you got? Just playing Invisible Stalker. That's fine. Opponent goes to combat. Do they have a counter? Attacks. The moment of truth. Opponent swings. Because we have to get a point of damage out of this Disciple of the Vault if we're going to do it. So we have to, all right, block with Disciple of the Vault. Galvanic Blast your face. Down to 11. Shrapnel Blast. Shrapnel Blast your face. Sack the food. Drain you. Yes, please. Down to 10. Down to 5. Sack the Disciple. Are we going to get there? About it? I think it's happening. I can't believe we got a shot here. But it hits us. As we're set, though. Unless they're... Okay. Slippery Boggle. That's not going to do it. There's one more blast left. Wow. And that is the blast power. Oh, Exaxes. Somehow. Wow. Well, that was a sweet win. I do love Shrapnel Blast. That was just win without even attacking. Maybe we just gotta focus on the burn plan. Like maybe that is the most realistic way to win with this deck is just play it like a weird burn deck. When is Eric's modern throwback video? Would love to see Thopter, see if Thopter Gifts is still good in modern. This isn't my deck, but something like that. Ooh. Yeah, Thopter Gifts could be a fun one to revisit. I don't know. I haven't recorded another throwback modern video, although the response to the first one was very good. People really liked it. So I think that I probably will do another one. Just been focused on yeah, I can't believe we won that one either. No, no way. No way, no way. I mean, I guess that's our chance. It's not super realistic, but I guess that's our plan. Here we go. I mean, I think Thoughtseize is good. Goat Magic. Yeah, more Goat Magic could be fun as well. Well, let me see, Staxy Boy. Kadoltha Rebirth. Ooh, Kadoltha Rebirth is a sweet card. It does work well with Synthesizer. Plus, I mean, Urza Saga's busted. Yeah, I wonder if you could do it in a full-on like whack style deck. Like if Venerated Loxodon was another whack, that'd be a pretty aggressive deck. I mean, Venerated Loxodon is good as well. Yeah, it looks sweet. I think that has potential. Yeah, Experimental Synthesizer is definitely had a pretty big impact, surprisingly. Oh, not a swamp. All right. I wouldn't take out Shadow Sphere. It works well against Boggles. Huh, I guess that's true. Trying to remove the hexproof could actually be relevant. I was thinking the life gain is not actually super relevant, but you're right. It actually does more than life gain and trample, doesn't it? Matt Heffy is the guitarist and vocalist for the band Trivium. Insane in the Rain music is former YouTube artist that did jazz covers of a bunch of video games. Caleb Haynes is the vocalist on YouTube that works with Jonathan Young. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'll have to check out the rest of the album sometime. All right, save us Thoughtseize, I guess. Land at the bottom. Where's the best card of the game, Doomblade? Oh dear. Well, so much for our Thoughtseize plans. Off the table. Well, Bloodstained Mire. Well, hopefully our opponent is on the late pause plan and we can kill it. Did they keep a no creature hand? That's surprising. Okay. We draw a swamp. Well, let's synthesize. This should be something we could cast our land. If we hit our 2-drops, that's going to be sad. Galvanic Blast. Well, the bigger problem is with these ley lines out, we can't burn our opponent's face. And that's going to be an issue. A big one. About our asses. Yeah, I mean, the ley lines make our opponent's off to a slow start creature-wise, but wow, you know what our plan is? You know what our plan is? Wow, we're going to take Lures first, but our plan's going to be to make 2/2s, I think. Samurai. Wow, not being able to burn our opponent's face is so bad for us. Hit you for 1. Opponent down to 8, dude. How about it? Misty Rainforest passes. Fiery Spellbob. Would be nice if it could actually hit our opponent. 1, 2, and 3. Doing it the hard way. Make a 2/2. Opponent cracks. Hollowed Fountain gets a Lich's Oven. Which, oh no, we can't actually cast because of Black Cleave Cliffs. Oh, well, that's on me. We could have played the lands in a different order last turn. I'll hit ya. Oh, we're going to need every point of damage. About it. Aspiring Spike has been running an awesome Jund version of this deck. Interesting. What does Jund offer? Do you watch baseball much, Seth? What's your opinion on a possible baseball lockout? Oh, I find baseball to be dreadfully boring. Dreadfully boring. So baseball, I like the stats. I find the stats interesting. I like to keep up on that aspect of baseball. As far as actually watching a game of baseball, though, it is, for me, the boringest thing I can imagine. Like, I'm not even being hyperbolic. Seriously, it's like Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings. At the same time, I think the whole lockout thing is ridiculous. Like, oh, the players are right that they are getting a worse and worse deal. So I understand why the players are fighting for a better deal, and I definitely support the players. At the same time, the owners are billionaires. a lot of the players, I feel especially bad for like the minor league players who actually have like a legitimately, if you read about what like, minor league players make, it's really bad. But a lot of the players are millionaires. The idea that they're going to end up like canceling the season because they can't come to some sort of agreement is kind of silly. But I blame the owners mostly. Like, it's the owners that locked out the players, and seems to me it's the owners that are being unreasonable. So all right, 1, 2, 3. Wow, this is, I guess we're Samurai Tribal. Our hope is that our opponent never draws a creature and that we win with 2/2 Samurai. And that might actually sort of be possible. Play a bobble. Target ourselves. Debate, bro! You rock too! Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We don't really want that, so let's say buy our Cracket. Thin the deck. Get the mountain. Experimental synthesizer. Returns. A land we don't want. Pyrite Spellbob. Go to combat. Hit. Are we going to win this? The battle of two decks doing nothing? It seems possible. Opponent. Down to 6. No creature. No creature. One more turn, no creature. We got it with the least likely win of all time. Opponent's tapping mana. Slippery Boggle. Ah! Staggering Insight. Also, and Staggering Insight. Okay. Okay. Can we do this? So opponent blocks here. We're 1 point of damage short at the moment. We're 1 point of damage short. We need, oh, the Anvil. Is the Anvil each opponent or target opponent? I think it's each opponent. We need to find an Anvil. We need to find an Anvil. That's not an Anvil. Synthesizer. Is that an Anvil? Please. Urza Saga. Okay. How can we close this out? Yeah, we can kill what blocks, but the problem is we only have 5 points of damage. And our opponent's at 6. So we're 1 point of damage short. That's why we need to find the Anvil. Each opponent. Each opponent. Okay. So I think this works. We get to replay the Spellbob. The cat also, I think, does it. Play the Urza Saga. So we go to combat. We attack with everything. Our opponent's going to block something. We're going to kill that something. Yeah, the Disciple of the Vault, though, can't actually target because of the ley line, so it doesn't do anything. Our opponent has removal. Okay, blocks Luris. Well, we will kill the Luris. Hit our opponent to a 1. And then cat for lethal? Kill the Luris. Hit you to a 1. How did we beat Boggles? How did we beat Boggles? No way. No, the Disciple can't target because of the ley lines. The ley lines were shutting down our entire deck. But we found a way to get it. Okay, after all that, we're 2-2. We're 2-2 after all the ups and downs. A reminder as we go into round 3 and try to win a Chester chest that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. That was a pretty big brain play. And if you need some magical cards, you get them over at cardkingdom.com. Wow, we played some wild games with that deck for sure. The cat comes through. Oh, ley lines. Ley lines are so brutal. Brutal. So chat, where are you at with alchemy? Like, okay, let's say, since today's a modern day, let's say next stream, I want to try Necroduality in alchemy with some of the buffs. Are you going to show up? That's the question. I'm not going to become an alchemy streamer by any means. Like, alchemy is not my focus. It's not like we're going to just do alchemy all the time. But on occasion, when something changes and is new, are you open to it? Or are you just like, under no circumstances in any amount is Is alchemy something I'm interested in? Alchemy makes a lot of people big mad. Tell me about it. Tell me. I have seen that in the YouTube comments. I know. People get very upset about it. Get in, hit you. But it's necroduality. Necroduality. Think of it that way. Think of it as necroduality and how sweet necroduality is, rather than, oh, affinity. Oh, can we wait one more turn? Like, the odds of us hitting something we can't cast are pretty slim. Well, alright. That we could cast, but we're going to choose not to. Witch's Oven. Yo. When was the last time I played Pauper? Oh boy. It's been a minute. Many minutes. Play Necroduality and Historic and I'll watch. I mean, Historic Necroduality could be sweet. But it passes. Cauldron Familiar. Go to combat, hit ya. Wait, 1, 2, 3. How big is this going to be? 1, 2, 3. Okay. I think this works. So opponent's going to make a 4/4, but we can kill it? Yup. Galvanic Blast. Kill the construct. Hit ya. Get a treasure. Steal some goodies? Yeah, okay. Ornithopter. And Bloodstained Mire. And crack Bloodstained Mire. And get a Schwamp. And Cauldron Familiar. Drain you. And Luris. Boy, this is where you can see the power of Ragavad. Like, that was so many things we cast on turn 3 with those treasures. Do you play much Arcane? Wait, what is Arcane? I don't think I've played any Arcane because I don't even know what it is. Oh, I do have some Storybook Brawl streams to give away. Codes to give away. So if you're a Storybook Brawl player, I really got to do a Storybook Brawl stream. I have some codes that'll give you gems. Springleaf Drum. So at some point we're gonna have to do that. Ooh, Thought Monitor. So this is where the deck, I think, feels like the little synergies of our deck feel really sweet. But then when stuff like this happens, our deck feels a lot worse because it feels like we just, like, what do we do? What do we do with a situation like this? How can we possibly, wow, could it be wrong to play Luris? Could it be worth getting rid of? Storybook Brawl is an auto battler game that LSV is involved with making. Mountain, obviously. That's actually, I find it fun. Well, yeah. So what do we do? Like, if we got rid of Luris, we could play Blood Moon. That would be good. But like, so how have we lost with this deck? We've lost in exactly 2 ways. One way is our opponent making a huge construct that is big enough that our burn spells can't deal with it, and then giving it lifelink with Shadowsphere off of Urza Saga. That is a way that we've lost multiple times. The other way we lost was to, Urza, Old Border Urza. The other way we lost is to Sanctifier, in fact. Those are the 2 things that were a problem. The problem is Luris is busted. Like, that's the issue. Like, I would love to have Blood Moon, but I mean, maybe we'll try a non-Luris build and see. Especially in a deck that wants to sack stuff, though, and you get the loop with the, like, that's an 11/11 trample. Our opponent has 2 dead. Yeah, there's no answer. Maybe Vandal Blast? What's the best way to deal? Like, how do we stop that from happening? I know Alpine Moon is kind of, but Alpine Moon feels so bad. Like, you can bring in Alpine Moon to try to fight it. The problem is it's not always gonna do anything. Like, Opponents have decks that can win without having the Urza Saga, so it feels so narrow. The list has a single copy of Pyrite Spellbomb in the sideboard, which I don't think is enough because our opponents are playing like 4 copies of Sanctifier and Vec. So I think it needs many more Pyrite Spellbombs, maybe even in the main deck. Like, I feel like Pyrite Spellbomb is good enough. I would probably play a Spellbomb over a Springleaf Drum. The Springleaf Drum has not felt super necessary. Well, all right. I guess we'll try this. We got an Anvil. We can actually kill big things, but... Opponent. Have I played much on my Switch yet? I've played a bit. Not as much as I would like. But I definitely will. I got the Switch and then we went right into spoiler season and release time, which is just like my busiest time. So I just haven't had as much time to play on it as I want to, but wow, turn 1 Thoughtcast. Busted. Well, boom, boom. Oni-Cult Anvil beat that Mem Knights. Yeah, this looks like it's Affinity. Esper Sentinel. And Hidetsugu consumes all. Whoa, Anvil shut down. Not great. Well, let's do some synthesizing. I guess we gotta pay the 1. I don't even know if it... Sure, I guess. Urza's Saga. Well, we can try to make some big constructs of our own. Thought Monitor. Yeah. I mean, this is, these decks draw so many cards now. All right. More artifacts. Opponent hits us. Cauldron of Familiar. Pick up the Saga. Well, I mean, we can start making constructs. I guess that's sort of something. Something adjacent. Well, play the land, pass the turn. At least the constructs would be kind of big. The way you fight Saga is with my really bad deck called Mono Green Karn Troll. What's your Mono Green Karn Troll like, Plum Center? Opponent Saga of their opponent Saga is gonna be really good. They have way more artifacts than we do. Way more. Decan. Oh no. Oh no. All right. That's gonna be a casual 10-10 or something. 12-12. And that's on a flyer. Yeah, that's a lot of damages. Many damages. Down to 4. Well, we can make a construct. Got him. I guess we get a Shadow Sphere. Play a Bloodstained Mire, and I guess we gotta pass the turn. Man, this deck just feels fair. I think that's what it comes down to, is like, the deck's just really fair and grindy compared to, hey, I got a 14/14 or whatever. Like, the stuff that other decks seem to be able to do. 1, 2. Well, we get to terminate the 15/15. Opponent gets to draw a card, of course. Can't stop that. But we do stop ourselves from dying. Hey, what's up, Wood Hizzle? How are you? About it. Oh no, another one. 13th. This thing's gonna be like a 30/30. Well, yeah. Shrapnel Blast. That's a ways away, but we will Urza Saga, make a construct. Grab a Witch's Oven. Blood Crypt untapped down to 1. And we'll pass ye old turn. We got 7/7s, which seems sweet, but they're so small. Opponent. They're so small compared to these Nettlesis and to our opponent's Saga tokens. Seen a version of this with Karaxa. The inevitability seems good. Yeah, Karaxa's sweet. I don't know if we... Oh, Ponazur's Sagas are so good. Oh, and then get the Shadow Sphere. Yeah. Ugh. Another one. Oh. Yeah, we might need... The deck might need a way to fill the graveyard more, maybe? I don't know how consistent it would be. Yeah, that's a 17-17 trample. And opponent, Nettlecyst, 33-33 trample. So that's fine. That just means we got to win the game this turn, I think. Easy mode. Well, we will terminate the Nettlecyst token. All right, we got to deal 19 points of damage. Can we deal 19 points of damage this exact turn? That is the question. We get one from the cat. Oh, no, you got more? Another Sentinel. Sack the cat. Boom. Make a food. Sack the food, make a cat. Boom. A long time ago, there was the one Tron away from having a Tron tweet. One Tron away from having a Tron. And Kron trusts my girlfriend who's not really into MTG. Wanted me to tell you she loves how excited you get about Magic. Oh, well, tell her thank you. I do get pretty excited about Magic. What tweet is that? The one Tron away from having a Tron? I'm so confused. All right, lethal. So we got 5 points of damage here. Unfortunately, our opponent has some big old blockers. Ravenous Squirrel, that's not going to do it. Yeah, I mean, I think that's just... And we can't even activate our Oni-Cult Anvil. Yeah, we're super dead. Oh, mono green Corn Troll. Let me see, Plum. All right. So we ended up 2-3 with the deck. So what do we learn? First impression of the deck, well, it needs ways to deal with Urza's Saga. Here's what I'm thinking. You know what? Lurrus, who likes Lurrus anyway? No one. No one actually wants to be a Lurrus deck. Lurrus is miserable. You just got to play it. So let's pretend like Lurrus doesn't exist. Let's pretend like Lurrus doesn't exist, and then we get to play actual cool Magic cards, like a playset of Blood Moons. Let's pretend that, and then we could add Pyrite Spell Bombs. So we don't die to protection stuff. That seems reasonable. I would like to not die to Sanctify Ironvag. Man, we could play the Blood Moons in the main deck, maybe. I mean, Lurrus is legitimately, like, really... It's just so good. Like, this is probably very incorrect. As much as I love Blood Moon, I think this is probably incorrect. The other thing about Blood Moon is... it does kind of wreck our sagas, and Saga's so good. Oh, like that's a problem. Like, oh, Modern Horizons just killed Blood Moon. It's so awesome, but it kind of just like kills it. There's a single Stomping Grounds to activate it, but I mean it grows. I gotta say, like, Ragavan in the matchups we played felt pretty meh. Ravenous Squirrel, it had a couple of good games, but it felt pretty meh. If we take out Lurrus and Urza's Saga and Ragavan, there's no chance that we can win, right? Like, you can't bring a bunch of 2010 cards to a Modern Horizons 2 fight. There's just, the power level is so different. As far as winning, it's so unlikely. I mean, Academy Manufacturer is funny. For sure. We don't have that many ways to sacrifice them, though. Getting rid of Lurrus has gotta be wrong. It's gotta be. Oh. Oh, I remember that. I remember that tweet now. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, Tezzeret Splash. Tezzeret Splash could be good. Gurper Ether Grid. Ether Grid is pretty cute. Why not main deck Lures? I mean, you could main deck Lures, but it kind of defeats the purpose of having an extra card in hand. What do we do with this deck? I mean, we could just try it. We could just try it again. Perhaps we just gotta play better or hit different matchups. I don't know. What do you think, chat? What do we do with this? Do we try to change this deck? Blood Moon, as much as I love it, like Urza's Saga is just too. It's too important. It's too strong. I don't think that'll fly. Maybe that's why you got to go with Alpine Moon. Vandal Blast. I wonder, what about the new Saga? What about Hitsugu's? Not that. Apparently I can't spell Hitsugu. I wonder if this could be good. Destroy each land permanent, mana value 1 or less. Exile all graveyards. This kind of wrecks us too, though. Like, this gets our graveyard. Yeah, I like the Dragon Spark artifact in, like, Standard. In Modern, I feel like it's probably just too slow. Yeah, this does kill all of our stuff, doesn't it? Or there is one other possibility. Let me see if I can find this deck. Oh, I can't. There was this mono black Cabal Coffers list I found that looked pretty interesting, but now I don't know where it is. Which is going to make it tricky. Let me see if I can find it. We could switch decks. That would be the other possibility. I got the Pioneer Light Paws deck built, but I mean, we could check out Light Paws. Oh, this deck. This deck looked kind of interesting. I was thinking about doing it for a YouTube video. This is, I guess, mono black Cabal Coffers, where you're trying to ramp with Cabal Coffers, and you got like Lilianas and Archon of Cruelties and March of Wretched Sorrow. I wonder if this deck could also use Urza's Saga to get the expedition maps to set it up. Like, I've been intrigued. It's got Invoke Despair as well. Someone asked last stream about Invoke Despair. I still can't believe that someone 5-0'd with Invoke Despair in Modern, because Invoke Despair to me it looks like a card that would not be anywhere close to Modern playable. You want to try it? You want to try Coffers? Should we try Coffers? What do you think, chat? All right, give me your vote, chat. Coffers. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let me get the deck list real. I don't have the cards for it. I gotta get the cards real quick. So what do we learn about this deck? What do we learn about our current deck as we're getting the cards for Coffers? Let's see. And you can get an example of how easy it is to use the loan programs on Magic Online, which is pretty easy. All right, let's try mono black Coffers. So, boob. So what do we learn about this deck? I think this deck definitely has potential. We only played one league with it. We went 2-3, which honestly isn't a horrible record. Like, that's not a soul crushing horrible defeat. Honestly, most of our wins did come because of Shrapnel Blast rather than because of Oni-Cult Anvil. Hey, what's up, Jimmy? How are you? But it felt like we just got bodied by decks doing powerful things. It's kind of the same feeling I had, and maybe it's me and I'm thinking of it wrong, but it's kind of the same feeling I had when we played the Oni-Cult Anvil deck in Standard, where it was like, okay, sometimes we get all of our synergy set up, and this is kind of absurd, and we kind of just crush people. But then other times, other people are just like, hey, here's a big, powerful thing. And we're like, 1-1, sack some stuff, make a 1-1, and it just doesn't feel like it has the raw power necessarily to keep up. I am kind of excited to try this deck. I do wonder if Urza Saga. The downside of Urza Saga is you got to sack lands. The upside of Urza Saga is it gets the expedition map. But we'll try it straight out of the box. We don't need to do the Urza Saga thing. I think this deck is actually relatively cheap too, which is kind of cool. At least compared to the last deck, it's way cheaper. I know there's a couple of Ugins, but I don't know. If you cast a Ugin off Cabal Coffers, I think that's fine. Like, that's not that dirty, right? Got all of our mountains ready to go as soon as we get these cards. All right. Cards are coming. Nothing is flump bad. Hey, Seth, they signed up for the Card Hoarder's Loan Program, but do you know, I have signed up for Card Hoarder's free loan program, but how do you actually use the program to loan out the cards you need? Well, it's actually super easy. So I will say I haven't used the free loan program. I assume that it is exactly the same as the normal loan program though. So what you do is you go to Card Hoarder website, cardhoarder.com, you type in, I don't know, Oni-Cult Anvil, type in the cards you need. You can also just go if you have a deck list built on Goldfish, you can do the rent from Card Hoarder button to put all the cards into your cart automatically. But add the cards that you need to your cart, and when you go to checkout, you will see there's an option for how you'd like to pay. Just make sure that you have your loan program selected. There's a few options here. I assume that it works the same way with the free loan program, but like I said, I have the paid loan program, so I've never actually done the free one myself because I have the paid one, but I assume that you do it that way. Creeping Corrosion's not banned. Oh, the Flump stream. Wow, that was a brutal one. Important question. What video games did you enjoy growing up? You could say you're nostalgic for. I mostly remember playing like original Nintendo, Super Nintendo. Those were the games we played the most, even though more recent systems came out, but those ones, for some reason, were super nostalgic. One of the ones I remember the most was Tecmo Super Bowl. Oh my goodness, we played so much Tecmo Super Bowl. That was a big one. Halo was one when Halo first came out. Did a lot of Haloing. I guess that's not Super Nintendo. Mario Party was one that would play with friends. Super Nintendo Chalmers. It works the same. The free one just has a loan balance of 5. Okay, yeah, that's then it would work exactly like that. It's so sweet. And like I said, all the free deck articles coming out this weekend, so keep an eye out for that too. No, Creeping Corrosion, it does see play on occasion. Also, like Fracturing Gust. All right, so this deck is interesting. This is mono black Cabal Coffers. Basically, we want to get a Cabal Coffers, or 3. We want to get an Urborg, or potentially 3. And then Cabal Coffers going to make us a bunch of mana. That mana is going to be used to cast Invoke Despairs, of all things. Essentially, otherwise, we're drawing a bunch of cards. We're drawing cards, we're killing things. We got some Lilianas, we got a couple Dirty Ugins. March of Wretched Souls can hopefully gain us life to stay alive. And that's essentially it. For winning the game, eventually, we can Archon of Cruelty. I wonder, do I have a Torment of Hailfire? If I have a Torment of Hailfire in my collection, I will add it. Because I do. I have 6 of them. All right, we're gonna add one of those. I don't know if that's actually correct, but we're gonna add one and go down. Oh, what do we cut? 61 card special. Boom. Let's do it. Coffers. That's our lucky swap. That's our lucky swamp. That's how we know we're winning. All right. Oh, I'm actually excited. I wanted to play a Coffers deck for a while. Has anyone playing the White March in Modern? I have not seen the White March in Modern. I have seen the White March a ton in Pioneer. Like in Pioneer, it is legit top tier removal. In Modern, I think most players think of it as, well, there's just so many options. Bad version of Path and or Prismatic Ending and or Solitude. There's just so many cheaper free white removal spells. So I think that's a problem in Modern. Pioneer, though, it's great. Plum Center, what one was your deck? Oh, the control deck. Yeah, I love that playstyle. I remember playing Mono Green Land Destruction. Is it hopefully this is the one. The playstyle is just really fun. And Liquid Metal Torque's definitely a sweet addition to decks like this. So I mean, that does seem like a good way to deal with Urza Saga. Just blow it up. Urza Saga's not going to do anything, so I like it. Oh, did they say when the organized play announcement was going to be? Ooh, that's an Invoke Despair. And our Lucky Swamp. Can't lose. Lucky Swamp. Why are we playing Victim of Night? If you're a deck that is mono black, Victim of Night is actually just the best 2-mana removal spell, because there's essentially no vampires, werewolves, or zombies that see play in top tier modern decks. So it's kind of free rolly. All right, let's Thought Seize on turn 2. See what our opponent's got going on there. Oh boy. Archmage's Charm, Lightning Bolt, consider, wow, counter spells 4 days. Well, this might be tough. So good news is we don't care about Blood Moon. Bad news is I don't know if we resolve anything ever. Yeah, all of our stuff is sorcery speed. It seems pretty easy for our opponent just to counter it all. Important follow-up question. What's your favorite Simpsons episode? And if it's any from the past 12 or so, past season 12 or so, I probably wouldn't have seen it. Same with me. I think for me, Simpsons season, I want to say season 13. Maybe it was 12. I think it was season 13, though, is where I felt like it just really went downhill. My take on The Simpsons is, and I don't know, maybe this is my misperception, but I felt like they went through this shift where they started focusing really heavily on guests, and almost every episode was some guest star episode, and that kind of killed it for me. The focus just shifted so much, and I think it was season 13 where that happened, and it just became all about the guests all the time. But my favorite episode, oh boy, what is my all-time favorite? There's so many. The early seasons of The Simpsons, even the first 12 seasons, there's so many great episodes that it's actually kind of tough to just pick an episode. For some reason, I always thought the episode where Maude died was really funny. That's one of my favorite from the late part of the run. I've heard some people say that it got better recently. I haven't watched any of the newer seasons. Has it turned a corner and started to get better again? I'll play Coffers. How much mana do we have? 4, 5, 6? We just know whatever we do is going to get countered. Let's pass. I think we got to wait till we find a Thought Seize, basically. Oh, the monorail one's so good. The monorail, yeah, that one's super funny. Mr. Plow's super funny. Homer the Union Leader, yeah. It's watchable again. So probably not as good as its prime, but it's good enough to watch. Well, that's a step in the right direction, at least. Oh, boy. Terminate Hailfire. Imagine if we were up against a deck that was not just all counter spells. We'd be slinging some spells about it. Crags and Misty Rainforest. The one where Barb buys a factory is super hilarious, too. Just makes Millhouse work in it. It's like falling down. Opponent passes. Okay. Well, Inquisition you. Opponent cracks. Gets a land. Snapcaster. Oh! Oh my! Oh my, oh my! Does this mean we're resolving Invoke Despair? Oh, nope. Nope, it does not. All right, we'll take that. And pass the turn. Oh, so our opponent gets to draw more cards. Ugh. Actually, maybe we gotta cast something that we don't want them to draw cards. Well, they have enough they can, So they can counter spell and still Archmage's Charm. All right, pass the turn. Come on, more discard. Come on, come on. Oh yeah, the record is from last league. Opponent's gonna draw some cards. All right, untaps. Well, we can and considers. Yeah, counters are annoying. Simpsons or Futurama? You can only choose one, or I guess the modern one, Enchanted. I never really watched Enchanted. I don't even know if Enchanted was good. Futurama Snapback. Yeah, I also think I would go with Futurama. Hey, Seth, thank you for your work on the MTG Goldfish podcast. Essential part of my entertainment diet each week. Well, thank you, Keith. Disenchantment. How is Disenchantment? Is that actually good? Well, okay. Actually, oh, they could play a Planeswalker. Let's just kill the Snapcaster. Come on, more Thought Seizes, please. Opponent. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Casual 7/7. Mm-hmm. Well, Victim of Night. 6 mana. Torment of Hailfire. How about that? Only X2. Opponent probably just takes 6 and is like, whatever. Yeah, it would have been nice to another swamp. Yeah, Murktide. I mean, Modern Horizons 2 is just the whole thing is just so above the curve. All right, opponent takes a bunch of damage. Well, we'll pass the turn. I mean, there's only actually 22 lands in the deck, so there's not actually that many. Attempt to kill a Murktide Regent. Opponent. Counter spell. Oh, they really need to add Pioneer to Arena. I'm really nervous that they're not going to do it, though. I really don't think they are. They keep doing these new events that are just so lazy. To me, they feel lazy. It feels like they keep doing, because they said, okay, we got to add another Eternal format, which is great. And everyone's like, okay, add Pioneer. But Wizards like, oh, we're going to test. We're going to test a bunch of other formats and, try to figure it out. We're going to test a bunch of other formats and see. And they're trying like, oh, what if you could just play all the cards from Ravnica forward or Ixalan forward? So to me, it feels like they're like going out of their way to try not to put Pioneer onto Arena. And I'm really afraid we're going to end up with some weird Arena-only format that no one actually likes, no one actually cares about, and that's going to be the solution to all of the problems, quote unquote. Opponent. Murktide Regent. Yeah, we really need another swamp. Hey, what's up, Kim Fina? Hey, Seth. Big fan of your YouTube videos. Glad I'm finally able to get you a stream. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Well, all right. March of Restored Souls time. I think our opponent still has counters left, though. No exiling. This resolving would be sweet. Or this resolving. Or this like any of our cards resolving would be sweet. Wow, opponent lets it go. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. Urborg. That gives us a lot more mana. Ugin. Do you have a counter for that? Okay. Hand unlocked. Opponent, yes, of course. Gonna keep countering. Subtlety. Oh, we knew about that, didn't we? Sure. Subtlety's the Ugin. We pass the turn. About it on tabs. Yeah, so I don't know. I hope they had Pioneer because I think it would be great for Arena and for Pioneer. And for everyone outside of maybe Wizards, because maybe they make less money, but I don't have much confidence that that's what's going to happen about it. Only 3 cards in hand. It's not that many. Oh my god, another Murktide. Oh, jeez. Oh, dear. Well, Invoke Despair. Boom. So many counters. All right, opponent. What do you... Oh, you really got another one. Oh, no. Oh, it's nothing's time to shine because nothing ever resolves. About it. Goes to combat. Attacks. Hits us. Down to 8. We draw. No way. You... Come on. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh, what draws? What draws? Wow. Oh. Oh. And opponent, of course, hits a lightning bolt. Boy, that was some pretty good draws for our opponent. Why is it when Moto needs an update, you have to reopen the client after the update finishes? Do you? I didn't realize you did have to do that. Well, I mean, I guess Ulamog. Huh. I guess Ulamog, and that's probably it. Oh, I wish we could have resolved. I wish we could have resolved something. Resolving something would have been so good. Our hand had so many sweet things, and we just could not, for the life of us, find a way to get through our opponent's infinite counters. Since they're doing SLD of TV shows now, if they ever do Simpsons, do you agree that Marge would be white, Lisa would be blue, Homer would be black, Bart would be red, and Maggie green? Well, I mean, we got discard. We don't have anything to cast, but we got discard. And I don't think Necromantia is very, very helpful. Necromantia you really want to use against... All right, that's a handful of counters. Well, we'll take an Archmage's Charm. I do like this amount of Thought Seizes. This means if we ever get the mana to try cast something, we can probably force it through. Yeah, what color would the Simpsons be? About it passes. Well, Inquisition, yeah. Take a counter spell. Play Cabal Coffers, pass the turn. Yeah, I mean, the main value of discard is going to be actually just resolving a spell. The good news is if we resolve, we have like many spells in our deck that if we resolve a spell, we just essentially win or pull very far ahead. So that's going to be hopefully what our discard will be able to help us do, but that's going to require us drawing many lands, which apparently is not in the cards for this one. 22 land seems a bit sketch. I mean, there are 2 expedition maps, but I don't know. I mean, I guess there's a bunch of card draw. I guess the hope is you hit the card draw to hit the lands, but 22 is definitely cutting it pretty close for a deck that has a bunch of 8 drops in it. About it. Misty Rainforest, correct. And okay, draws an ice, taps a land. We draw nothing. Well, we'll cast a Thoughtseize. Take a Murktide Regent, pass the turn. Yeah, Mind Sludge. The problem is Mind Sludge is something else that gets countered. Like, if you could actually resolve it, it would be sweet against control, but... Okay. But it's just, I mean, a 5-mana sorcery is just asking for a counter spell or a Archmage's Charm or a Spell Pierce or name anything. Opponent. The Black Dragon. I don't know what that is, but no. Thought Distortion. Thought Distortion could be a good sideboard option. A bit slow, but... I mean, I don't think the mass shift of one card is relatively small. Like, it is a pretty small amount. Opponent finds another Murktide Regent. And a land. Well, Profane Tutor taken down. This is an 8/8. We draw a second copy of Urborg. By far the worst land that we... Jeez. Alright. By far the worst land that we could draw. Well, we will take... An opponent's going to cast the Archmage's Charm. Sure. It's 2 lands, but there's a halt. We're dead. About it. Junji. Yeah. I don't think Junji would do anything really in this deck. We don't have anything for it to reanimate, which I think is the main power of Junji. Well, here comes Profane Tutor. Boom. Swamp. The old demonic tutor for a swamp line. Classic modern gameplay. I feel so bad. Torment of Hailfire. That's not helpful. So let's add 0 mana. We can pitch our entire hand. Yeah, we're super dead. All right, on to the next one. All about Distended Mindbender is cool, but I think Distended Mindbender you need to be able to evoke or whatever, emerge into play. Distended Mindbender, if you can cheat it into play off of a Solemn or something, is pretty sweet. At 8 mana or whatever it is, that's way too much. Well, all right. Double Urborg again. Another thing, so here would be my thing. If I was going to build this deck, I would be thinking of, okay, because I got to play 4 Urborgs to make coffers work, I would be all about Liliana the Veil. I think Liliana the Veil would be an easy 4 of if I was building the deck, because I think that Liliana the Veil is just like the best way to get rid of extra copies of Urborg, and it's just a good card. So that's something to keep... oh boy, we're getting super... Like, imagine Liliana with this hand, or some way to do something with these copies of Urborg. Yeah, Hall of the Storm Giant just kills us. Opponent. So I think that's something to keep in mind. 20... Yeah. Almost like... You know what? Actually, on second thought, I'm gonna try to fix this deck real quick. I don't want to play the whole league talking about how we don't have any lands. So I think we're going to... Hang on. Let's see if we can just improve this deck slightly. I don't think that 22 lands and 4 Urborgs with no way to synergize with them or get rid of the extras. I don't think that it can actually be successful. I think that's just asking for a rough day. So I think we got to grab 4 Lilianas. I think that's number 1. More lands in an absolute sense is probably also wise. I'm still intrigued by Urza Saga, although I don't think we're going to add Urza Saga. But I think that's where we're headed. More Castle Lockwains seems pretty good if we're adding more lands. So if we can get up to like 23 or 24 lands, the question is going to be what do we cut to make this work? Probably, as cute as it is, probably like Liliana the Dark Realms, Erebos' Intervention, and we also got to have room for Liliana. Ugh. I mean, Liliana the Veil is going to add more removal. which hopefully means we can cut some of the other removal. I think this is going to fix a huge amount of the issues we were having with the deck. Like, we were just legend rolling ourselves like crazy. Corlash to get more swamps into play. Let me read Corlash. So I think we definitely need Liliana. Because I think this deck could really be sweet. Like, the idea of the deck is really sweet. So Liliana's in to hopefully keep us from getting legend ruled, and because it's also a good card. We'll keep the Invoke Despair. I mean, I kind of want to keep Torment for the memes, even though I don't know if it's actually good. Oh, Damnation. We can probably put Damnation in the sideboard. Break the Ice. So I guess that's just our Tron hate, essentially. Dead of the Kami. Exile a creature, exile an enchantment. Maybe something like... Ugh. Alright, maybe we go 23. That's still one more land. And we got rid of the legend rule problem. Maybe that's fine. The black channel land, the problem is we need creatures. Well, I guess I can get back planeswalkers. So I guess it would be fine. Drop an Invoke. Like, Invoke is like the meme of the deck, though. That's the main reason we wanted to try it. I feel weird about dropping it. Dropping the Ugin might be pretty risky. Just because Ugin is, like, as a sweeper, it's really good. I feel like we need the card draw, probably. Well, I mean, Coffers, yes, but also Invoke Despair. I think the right cut's probably Torment of Hailfire, but... So unless we're going to add Urza's Sagas, I think it's probably too much to build it this way on stream right now, I would say. I'm definitely very interested, and it'll probably come up in a video at some point, because I want to try to build this deck, because I think it could be good. But I think that something like this with more lands in Urza's Sagas would be really good. Why do you want Urza's Sagas? Well, for one thing, it's busted. But the most important thing is I feel like it's just such a great way to set up the Cabal Coffers combo. Because you want Cabal Coffers Urborg. Urza's Saga makes big dorks in the early game, and then it also tutors up Expedition Map, which gets both of the combo pieces, so you're going to get Coffers Urborg really consistently, I think. So that's the part that really excites me. The only downside is it does sack itself, which is a little awkward if your goal is to have as many lands as possible for Cabal Coffers shenanigans, but I mean, I think the tutors are probably finding Cabal Coffers. I think that's the main reason for the tutors is to find Urborg / Cabal Coffers with some amount of consistency. Because the deck, if we're just trying to hardcast our stuff without coffers, it's gonna be really bad. Like, it's gonna be tough to do much of anything. Yeah, I think that's a really interesting idea. Although I think it's gonna take a lot of brewing and tuning to get it right, just because of the land sacking thing is a little awkward. Yeah, Legacy Pox is sweet. Running Saga and Retrofitter Foundry. Ooh, that is spicy. Oh, all right. Well, lands, Castle Lockwayne. This hand actually looks really good. This hand is kind of perfect, I would say. We kind of have everything that we want. So the idea is to ramp into, Archon or Torment of Hailfire or Ugin into some big finisher. Bloodstained Maya. I like having more Castle Lockways. It does mean we definitely need the Urborg, but that's fine. Wow, we're gonna have double coffers. All right, Expedition Map, go. Here it comes. Seems like March is not great. So the upside of March is basically the life gain, I think. I think that's the idea of it. I don't know if that's actually actually going to be worth it in the long run or not. But basically, we make a ton of mana and we can gain like 10 or 20 life. So it should be really good against... Oh no, land destruction. It should be really good against aggro. Oh, jeez. Oh dear. You know what's probably pretty good against the deck trying to assemble Urborg Cabal coffers? That would be the deck with no creatures that's playing all the land destruction. Oh dear. Can't catch a break. Can't catch a break tonight in Modern. Yeah, the Neo basics do look great, even if they do look a little mountainy. Cascading Cataracts. About it. It is. It is who consumes all. There goes our expedition map. Well, play the land and suspend a tutor. Go. Wow. Yeah, we're getting blown out by things I didn't even know anyone played in the format. We're just getting blown out in every possible way. Opponent, Sunbay Canyon. Well, hopefully they don't play any Planeswalkers since we have only creature removal. That's a Nahiri. Hang on. Okay. That's pretty bad news. That means Emrakul's coming in 2 turns. Well, Castle Lockwayne, go. I don't know if we live. I don't know if we survive this. I think Emrakul just comes and annihilates us. Yeah, all this creature removal not looking great at the moment. Opponent gonna loot with Nahiri. And Schwamp. I mean, if they can blow up a land, we're dead. If they can't blow up a land, we can coffers into Invoke Despair and I think stay alive. Just kidding. All right. Well, that was that was fun. I don't think we cast a spell that game. Oh wait, that's not true. We cast the expedition map. So, well, I guess we run it back. Why'd we scoop? Because we get annihilated by Hasty Emrakul the next turn. I mean, Nahiri Ultimates gets Emrakul. Emrakul annihilates everything. We were hoping that we'd be able to Invoke Despair to get rid of the Nahiri. Like, that's what we were trying to... That's what we were leaning on is Invoke Despair to get rid of the Nahiri to avoid the Emrakul and then hopefully get back in the game. But because our opponent got to play the Karn as well, then they get to sack the Karn and then we still get Emrakul and yeah, brutal. The Oni-Cult deck was interesting. It did some cool synergies and I think it's got potential, although it also got pretty just absolutely destroyed by big things and by Sanctifier and Vec. Sanctifier and Vec, there was just whoo. So I ended up 2-3, which obviously not a super great record, but okay, this hand's okay. So we got the Coffers Urborg, we got an Inquisition, so unfortunately it can't take Boom Buzz, which is awkward, but hopefully it can take something relevant that's going to be attacking our lands. And if we can actually get to, like, March does hit Planeswalkers as well, so that's good. Yeah, hitting Planeswalkers is decent. Although I still think its main goal is just to be good against aggro. Double cleansing. Oh, shh. Hi. Okay, yeah, sure. Sure. Well, double Boom Bust. That's, coming for us. About it, Sunbake. I don't know if we beat that hand. The whole double Boom Bust ad. Well, play your Schwamp and pass the turn. The Liliana might help. Exclamation point deck will always get you the deck. But yeah, I think the Oni-Cult Anvil deck, I think that it has potential once it gets figured out. Arid Mesa. Well, I mean, I can't imagine our opponent's going to Boom Bust here. Oh, they're just going to cycle? Sure. I mean, we have a million basics, so that's fine. Well, at least we get on the Liliana. That's something. Like, we can pressure our opponent with our Planeswalker, which is big. Liliana, tick it up. Discard the Archon. Opponent. Gotta discard something. Alright, can you beat our Liliana? Pass the turn. March is trash. We'll see. I think the idea is it's a stabilization card. Corrupt would be better because it can go face. Corrupt's like 6 mana though, isn't it? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that wasn't in our opponent's hand when they thought seized. Inquisition, nothing. Well, okay. So things are back to being bad. Whew, things are good, but now they're bad forever. Wait, let me look at Corrupt. I thought Corrupt was like a 6 mana sorcery, but maybe I'm misremembering. Opponent. Yeah, Corrupt is a 6 mana sorcery. I mean, it can still be a funny finisher. Like, it's been used in like pauper decks, but 6 mana is a bit. That is a nice Vindicate. It is the OG. About it. Land untapped. I mean, we're going to be able to just kill the Chandra with the March, which is good. Still worried about all these Boombas. Opponent. Thinking. Dead of Winter. Dead of Winter is a good sweeper if you play a bunch of snow stuff. Well, Inquisition. We've run all the... I wish we were drawing Thought Seizes rather than Inquisitions, but... hang on. So, tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap. March of Wretched Souls. Like, this is actually pretty good, though, right? We get to kill Chandra and gain 6? That's not the worst. Up to 24. I mean, we definitely need finishers or the Sign in Bloods or something. We need something to start drawing cards. Opponent. Why is this deck not playing Core Lash? I mean, Core Lash could be fun. I think the opponent blows up our Cabal coffers, found an indestructible land. Well, so much for our fun things. Opponent. Well, we know our opponent's last card. It is, well, okay. We finally drew a actual discard spell that does something. Get rid of the Armageddon. Opponent still has Sunbaked Canyon. We're back down to 4 mana. So Core Lash, it just lines up poorly with all the exile removal, but it could be fun. I mean, if you have a lot of swamps, it could get big. It could be worth trying. Opponent. We draw swamp. Well, Inquisition, yeah, I guess. It's a land. Pass the... Come on, card draw. Please, please, please. Opponent. Oh, no. They drew something. Well, okay, cycling. That's better than actually drawing something. Tap land. And... Okay, Castle Lockway. If we're gonna draw a land, that's a land we want to draw. That's a land that can actually do things. Now I wish we'd played this other land. About it passes. Hey, thanks, Magikarp. About it. Okay, we might be in business until our opponent hits another one of their land destruction spells. Okay, this is our chance maybe. 1, 2, 3, Castle Lockway. Down to 20. Draw more Castle Lockway, sure. Coffers. Well, play a Castle Lockway. Draw a card. Oh, no. Okay, okay. That's a lot of lands. That's a lot of lands. That's a lot of lands. About it. Tapping a ton of mana. Kaya's Guile makes a 1/1. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. You can do it. Oh, stream mode, right. Have you opened any Kamigawa's collector booster packs? No, I opened like, oh, okay, opponent finds more land destruction. I opened one that I just got randomly. Hey, what's up, Sir Alex? How are you? That I just got randomly when I was out grocery shopping, but I haven't gotten a box yet. They do seem really good, though. Okay. Well, coffers. Make mana. Draw a card. Please stop hitting lands, please. All right, pass the turn. Okay, March of Wretched Souls is good. That's a lot of life gain. Have y'all opened any collector boosters? How have the collector boosters gone? About it, combat. It says. I mean, we're gonna gain a ton of life here, I think. If we don't draw anything better. Sanctifier and back, okay. Did you get anything good? The deck for Oni-Cult Anvil. Yeah, hang on a minute. I'll grab it for you. All right, well, Cabal Coffers. Make mana. Make mana. So much mana. March of Wretcheds actually suspend this. So that's something big in the future. March of Wretched Souls. Gain a bit of life. Like 8. Back up to 19. Draw a card. Please not land. Expedition map. Okay, Expedition map's not a land. It gets a land, but it's not a land. The problem is if they ever hit a boom bust, it's so bad. If they ever hit a boom bust, opponent goes to. But we're getting close. We're getting close to doing big things. Here's the deck list for the Oni-Cult Anvil deck we played. Although, like I said, I think it could still use some tweaks. Mana Rock. Take down the Tutor. Fatal Push. That doesn't really do it. Well, play the Expedition map. Mana. Here we go. Actually, I guess we don't need to tap both of them, do we? Yeah, we can wait. Castle Lockwain. Something big. Castle Lockwain. All right, pass the turn. I mean, we got Torment of Hailfire. If our opponent does not top deck something good here, I think we get him. With the biggest, baddest Torment of Hailfire in the history of Magic, opponent needs. They need a land. They need the Armageddon. Oh no. Cleansing Wildfire on coffers. Okay, that's annoying. But I don't think it saves our opponent. Crack the Expedition map. Unless they top deck something. Get a coffers. All right, opponent gets to draw a card. Yes, we'll grab a swamp. All right, opponent. What did you find? Here it comes. The Anvil deck, we ended up going 2 and 3. It did cool thing. No. Wow. That is so unlikely. I mean, we had already gotten rid of 2 of our... Wow, that is... Yeah, I mean, I guess that does it. Huh. Uh-huh. Sure. Well, Lango. Opponent. I mean, our opponent had nothing in hand. They had to just... They had to just luck into that off of a single card draw, and it worked for them. Well, land, go. Opponent. Wow. The math on that is not good for our opponent. Opponent. Yeah, more Pioneers gonna be coming, Sir Alex. Pioneer's pretty fun. Down to 5. Opponent. Top deck something good. Cursed. Cursed. Yeah, I don't know. All the Silent Bloods are in the bottom half of our deck. Well, I'm assuming that's naming Liliana. Yep. All right. Well, that does do it. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow, that was some incredible running for our opponent. Well, that's a weird thing. You never know. Sometimes when you stream, you just can't win. Sometimes when you stream, you just can't lose. And this is one of those nights when it really just everything stacks up in the wrong way. We have a new donation from Tron, $5 donation. What are the correct mounts to use for Mono Red Prison? Also, I'm the guy who asked about Archon of Cruelty having Delve. I think the correct Mono Red Prison lands are probably white bordered, so you get just a little extra tilt value as you're turning all your opponent's lands into mountains. At least that's my theory. Archburglar Lord for the 28th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Yeah, that was wow. That was runner. Opponent top deck the Cleansing Wildfire to blow up a land into their third boom bust. Hey, what's up, Magikarp? All right, we will play first. Oh, wow. Streets of New Capena be available April 29th. So that's actually, so what are we looking at? 2 months. Almost exactly 2 months until the release date with a twist. We're exploring different release cadences and so for this set, we'll be lining our digital release with the tabletop release, which means your first chance to experience Streets of New Cape will be your local game store for pre-release starting April 22nd, followed by the digital release of Magic Arena and Magic Online on the 28th. Why we can't share too much, Streets of New Capenna will be in a new plane. Sprawling metropolis, you guys at New Capenna. Stay tuned for more info in coming weeks of the city full of grit, glamour, and intrigue. Ooh. Additionally, we're excited to share that D&D crossover set Commander Legends Baldur's Gate is slated to release June 10th, 2022. So about a month after. That's interesting. I mean, that's cool that they're gonna release in paper ahead of time. That's something that people had talked about was like, maybe losing a little bit of hype for playing in paper because burn. How do we do this? So we got 2 March of Wretched Souls, but we don't have lands really. Huh. So we kind of want the Goblin Guide to come down, I think. All right, we'll take Swift Spear. Go down to 18. That's actually really cool to have it be happening in paper ahead of time. That's good news for local game stores, I think. And I don't think it really matters much for digital. Coming out after pre-release is probably perfectly fine. So I actually think that's kind of a really cool thing to try. About it. Sacred Foundry, Goblin Guide. Show us a land. Victim of Night. All right, well, that can kill a Goblin Guide. Play the land past the turn. These March of Wretched Souls probably going to be helpful here, hopefully. About it. Goes to combat. How about a land? Inquisition of Kozilek. Well, we will kill the Goblin Guide. Opponent. Yeah, it's gonna be a wild summer. So we're gonna have, so basically the schedule we know already is we're gonna have so the end of April New Cape Na. A month later, essentially, we'll be going into, oh no. Opponent's got all the burn and none of the lands, and without a target, we can't actually catch these. Maybe we needed to keep a creature around just to have a target for March of the Wretched Souls if our opponent's just going to draw all bolts. So then a month later, just over a month later, we'll go to Commander Legends, and then we got Double Masters this summer, and then we got... All right, there's a Skewer. And then we know we got another unset coming. Oh, no. Yeah, I think we're dead again. We're trying out this mono black Cabal Coffers deck. Did you do the deck function wrong? I don't think so. Uh-oh. It might be that the bot is broken. I'm not sure. It was working a few minutes ago. But it might be that the bot's broken, but I can manually post the deck list in the chat. Didn't work for me either. All right, pass the turn. Yeah, you never know. You never know with Twitch. Opponent going to Rift Bolt us. Yeah, we really need our opponent to play a creature. If they play a creature, we can March of Wretched Sorrow. But it seems like they're unlikely to do that. Skewer the Critics. So we're gonna die with all the life gain in hand because there's no target. All right, we drew a land. I don't know if this is gonna matter. Liliana. Dig it up. I mean, if we survive, we dump all of our mana into gaining life on Liliana. It depends on if our opponent draws a land. If they draw a land, we die. If they don't draw a land, come on. One time. Oh, not again. We've lost every coin flip tonight. Anytime there's like, okay, 50-50, it is just not went in our favor every single time. But it's been much less than 50-50. Like the boom bust draw was 2 out of like 30 something. So that was like a 5%er. Every time. Well, none of these cards do anything, so run it back. Oh. So how hyped are you for New Cape Na? Do you think it's gonna be better than Kamigawa? You could have killed your own Liliana to live. We didn't have any mana. We needed to untap so we could have mana so we could kill our Liliana to live. Cabal Coffers doesn't make any mana unless it's tapping for swamps. So we didn't have the option to do that. Would have loved to do that if we actually could have untapped. If we could have untapped, then we could have dumped all of our mana into gaining life on Liliana, but the downside of Cabal Coffers does not make mana naturally. It only makes mana if it's making mana for all of our swamps. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It seems like a super unique idea for a set. I'm hyped for it. I mean, I love wedge sets. Have always been, or shard sets, whatever. Have always been really sweet. So I'm pretty hyped. It seems like every night, like Khans was really good. I like Shards of Alara a lot. In general, those themes have always led to really good sets. So I think I have high hopes that it's going to be good. One land, Sign in Blood. I don't trust anything tonight. We can't catch a break. All right, this will keep, I guess. It's nowhere close to Cabal Coffering. Yeah, we played a league with Oni-Cult Anvil, and then we decided to try out this Cabal Coffers deck. It's a lot of creatures. Well, take the Swift Spear past the turn. Go Liliana. Tried some games with Oni-Cult Anvil decks, but couldn't win any. With the same build that we played. Yeah, I mean, so it's I think you gotta play it kind of like a burn deck, but I still think it has some issues. Like, we had some sweet wins with it, but there were also some games where it felt like we just didn't have a chance because our opponent, like, all of our stuff is so small and lacking in power that it's all these small synergy pieces that we ran into some decks that just kind of like, yeah, here's a big thing, and we just didn't have a chance. Or like, oh, here's a protection from red thing, and we're like, oh, okay, like, good game. We just don't have the ability to beat that. So, I mean, I think there's got to be guns. I don't know how you can do a gangster set and not have there be guns. I mean, everything has changed so much. Like, if you had told people a few years ago we were gonna do, Cyberpunk Kamigawa and Lord of the Rings was coming to Magic and all that stuff, like, no one would have believed it. So, all right, opponent hits us to 10. So I think it's possible that stuff has just changed so much that guns are no longer off the table for Magic. I guess we'll see. If they don't come in New Capenna, then I guess they're not coming at all. Like, Wizards is sticking to the no guns thing. But I would not be surprised if there were at least, like, hopefully not modern guns. I think that would be a little weird. But if it's like, I don't know, old gangster movie Tommy guns or something, I could see that. Crossbows. I mean, crossbows kind of fits in Innistrad. How do you do, like, if the whole idea is to do modern gangster movies, I just don't know how you can avoid guns in that scenario. I really don't. I'll take up Liliana. Like, if you have, could you imagine like Al Capone or something like that with a crossbow? Wouldn't that just be weird? Maybe it's going to be a lot different than I'm imagining it. We'll suspend the tutor, play the land, pass the turn. Machetes. Like, wouldn't that be weird, though, or no? I don't know. The flavor just seems really weird to me. Maybe it's just because of, like, gangster movies and mafia movies and stuff like that are so gun-focused that if everyone was running around with crossbows or knives or something like that, it would just feel awkward, but I don't know. Oh, boy. Well, tick it up. Discard the Archon. As much as I would love to draw some cards, probably unwise at the moment. Opponent discards a Lightning Helix. Interesting. So that means I gotta have something better than Lightning Helix in hand. Or equal to. Could be 2 Lightning Helixes. Opponent, Boros Charm down to 2. Do they top deck lethal? Da-da-da. Yes, they do. Yeah. I swear, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna actually build this deck myself because I think that a deck like this has potential. We'll have to play it on a day when we got a little more luck, but Gangster Mages, ooh. I can imagine steampunk light guns working in New Capenna. It's one of those days where we just lose every coin flip. Anything that can go against us has, as far as the gameplay. The good news is we're still playing Magic, and Magic is fun. Even when you lose every coin flip, it's still a really fun game. Do we trust that we draw a land? We are on the draw. If we draw land, we get to Sign in Blood. That gets us to more lands. Opponent's Shingatha, though, which is usually Tron or combo. We're going to mulligan. Well, okay. This will keep, I guess. I guess Torment of Hailfire to the bottom. I don't even know. All these cards are bad. I think that a single shard... Okay. Well, we got a good sideboard card for this, if we find it. We do have the sneaky Break the Ice or whatever it is. Oh boy. Handful of Fatal Push is not exactly what you're hoping for against Tron. The deck is running into all the worst stuff, but to be honest, I reckon not consistently doing stuff early enough. I don't know. Like the land destruction deck, we were untapping for lethal, and our opponent had 0 cards in hand and had to top deck Boom Bust with only 2 left in their deck, and they did. Like, and I don't know. Like, I don't even know what you say about that. I guess it's just Magic. You just tip your hat and say, Good draw. Like, well done. Opponent. Tron seemingly assembled. Chromatic Sphere. Oh, I really wish we were not drawing all this creature removal. Pass the turn. Yeah, that is kind of awkward. Removal. I mean, we can exile our hand to March of Wretched Souls to kill the first Tron. Slugterra was great. The evil guys had evil bullets in their guns. I don't know what Slugterra is. I think that a single shard like Grixis could be your idea of gangsters, but it's a lot more to gangsters than 1930s Prohibition era. I'm curious what they'll explore. Didn't they say modern or no? I feel like they said it was going to be like set in modern times. Maybe that's why I'm thinking that, combined with like the little bit of art that we saw. I think maybe that's why I'm thinking it's like spoofing on gangster movies. Well, that's a coffers. We will play it. Pass the turn. That's other reason that I think Urza Saga could be interesting, because Urza Saga, along with finding us our combo pieces, would give us something that we could do early. Like, constructs are pretty powerful. We've seen constructs just win games on their own. So I wonder if that could be another argument for playing them. Hey, what's up, Stanshine? What deck were you playing? Were you playing Burn or were you playing Land Destruction? Good game, by the way. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, sideboard time. Well, now I think we've reached the point where we're just hoping we win a game with this deck. And then I tell you, I am going to rebuild this deck because I honestly think whoever built, like, I do not think Evoke Despair is anywhere close to a playable Magic card in any format, but I've been thinking about a Cabal Coffers deck for a while, so I actually think that the Cabal Coffers plan actually has a decent amount of potential. Like, I think the Cabal Coffers plan could really truly actually be good. At least good enough that it's gonna like be able to, you know, win some games and do cool things. Ooh, Mech Titan for Commander. Tomer tried to do Mech Titan in Commander. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Invoke Despair is good pitching for pitching to March. That's true. Oh, we got Break the Ice, but only one. You know, we gotta keep this. Like, we draw land, we break the ice, extirpate the Trod land. That's our. I mean, we probably won't draw land because that's how it's been going. But like, this is a combo kill. Like, this is the Tron doesn't do anything, and we get all the time in the world to get things set up. So we gotta keep. If we didn't have both pieces, we could mulligan it, but we just gotta hope that we draw land and we get to break the ice, extirpate your Tron land, no Tron for the rest of the game. Like, then we have all the time in the world to do something sweet about it. I took out Cyclonic Rift from Mech Titan Core. What do you think about the idea that Mech Titan Core is, or that Cyclonic Rift is bad in Commander? Richard's been talking about this lately, that he thinks Mech Titan Core is bad, which is an interesting idea. Land. Oh, sweet mother. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's coffers. Oh no, we drew the land, but it's coffers. We needed to be more specific. Oh god. Oh no. We were not specific enough. We needed to tell the Magic gods, please not coffers. Is this... Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, now it's over, because now, even if we draw the land, it's too late. I think it's going to be most likely too late. We drew coffers. Opponent cracks it. All right, well, all right, deck. If we get the land here, there's still some chance that our opponent... Okay, opponent's going to play Urza's Saga, so they're not even going for Tron this turn. Land? Nope. Well, okay, thought sees you. See how dead we are. Very. All right, well, fair enough. Okay. All right, new poll chat. Will this deck do anything before the league ends? There's only two more matches. Yeah, oh boy. We've talked about it before. Like, that's how Magic is, though. Like, last stream, I think we lost one match the entire time playing, like, two relatively janky decks. Tonight, I mean, we did go 2 and 3 with the Anvil deck, which is, you know, not Owen whatever, but woo! Anything that could not, any like 50-50 shot that could go in one direction or another is went in our opponent's favor. About it. Come on now. Hey, thank you, J-Back. Hey, Seth, I've recently been working on a Sunforger combo deck for Modern that can win on turn 3. Surprisingly fun to play. Love to hear your thoughts on it. Or are we fervent championing? Yeah. So I remember this was a while ago. We played a version of this a long time ago. It was definitely a really neat idea. When it, you know what? We're gonna try this. So we're on the draw, but Expedition Map can get our Cabal coffers. We'll see what our Lonely Sandbar. Let's see what our opponent's doing. I'll play the land and I guess Expedition Map go. Yeah, that's definitely a really sweet deck. Like the combo with Fervent Champion's pretty hilarious because you can keep putting the Sunforger on it and kind of tutor everything out. Definitely really sweet. Serum Visions. No idea how competitive it is, but opponent. I started on Moto and quickly lost something like 46 games. Whew, that's a lot. I didn't know that's a real lot. I'll play the land. We got to see what our opponent's doing. Inquisition, you. Lotus Field Storm. Ugh. Well, take Ideas Unbound and then Thought Sees You. Take, I don't even know. Yeah, I guess Prismari Command, it doesn't really matter. We can't stop what our opponent's doing. This seems like a tough matchup. Ooh, I don't know if this deck's gonna win a game in this league. It will be rebuilt though, because I think it can be sweet if it's built correctly. I guess the question is, if you're not playing Modern Horizons but Constructed, or even playing Modern, I mean, that really is true. I mean, can you think of, is there any deck in Modern that is like top tier competitive that is not, okay, there's the puppetry. So, you know what? Are you interested in watching this deck twiddle itself for a while, or are you not? All right, get a Cabal Coffers, play an Expedition Map. Pass the turn. Burn. Okay, so can we add Lurus to the list? If you include companions as well, there's probably not really hardly any decks. Burn. Is Burn untainted by Modern Horizons? That's a good question. So I guess there's no Dragon Rage channelers in the most common build. So okay, I guess Burn would count as a non-Modern Horizons deck. There's no Urza Saga, there's no Monkey, there's no Dragon Rage channeler. Opponent. Mill. Huh. So Mill got Tasha's Hideous Laughter, but that's Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Okay. Mill might qualify. So I guess there are some. It seems like most decks either are like Ikoria forward deck, I would say, to some extent. Modern's weird. It's weird. It's much different than in the past, but I don't know if that's necessarily like a bad thing. Oh, Fracture Sanity, that's true. That is Modern Horizons. Yeah, Titan uses Urza's Saga to some extent. Hammer Time uses Sentinel, and well, Urza's Saga. Urza's Saga is actually the bigger one, I think. I'll play a Swamp. I mean, we can play Liliana. We can tick up Liliana. Discard March of Wretched Souls. Maybe? Like, and we can keep our opponent empty-handed. Opponent discards Reach Through Miss, Suspend. Pass the turn. Does our opponent twiddle their way to victory? Come on. Hold. All right. Reach Through Miss. Psychic Puppetry. Untaps. Makes the manas. Plays a land. Oh, Past in Flames. All right, so now our opponent, I believe wins? Does Modern Burn use anything past Modern Horizon 1 or Ragavan? It depends. Like, there's been decks of versions that have used Dragon Rage Channeler. I think Ragavan has showed up on occasion, but I think the most normal build does not use either of those cards. Do you think that Mech Titan Core can fit into Budget Affinity Modern deck, or is it too slow and risky? So, like, for fun, yes. I think that Affinity in Modern is a deck that can turn Mech Titan Core into Mech Titan. So I think that's the good news. As far as it being competitive, my only concern is it dies to literally everything. Like, I guess not red removal like Lightning Bolt, but it dies to Prismatic Ending. At least at sorcery speed. It dies to Path. It dies to Fatal Push. It dies to Brazen Borrower bouncing it. Like, everything you can think of it just kills it. So that makes me think that it probably won't be like a competitive option. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, if I played a budget affinity deck, I might play a copy or two for fun, because it's really cool and I like winning with cards like that and playing cards like that. But if I was trying to like win a tournament, I don't think I would play it. Opponent. Just because I think the removal gets it too much. Storm counts at 12. Yeah, I mean, I think this is 8 cards in hand, graveyards online, all the mana. Yeah, we'll call that good enough. We're definitely dead. Well, Necromentia could be good if it comes down fast enough. Extirpate, Graveyard Hate. I mean, any creature removal is just straight up dead, so that's definitely gotta go. Victim of Nights, March of Wretched Souls. All right, run it back. Run it back. Have you tried brewing with Ishin for Attack a Monogon? I have a modern list. I have a modern list. Was just curious if you had an idea for building it. Haven't built Ishin in modern yet. Ooh, all right. Well, we'll see if we can Necromentia, which is going to require drawing a land, but we should be able to. I mean, if we Necromentia and get rid of Lotus Field, I don't think our opponent can win. I think they just scoop, essentially. Opponent. Yeah, Ugin would be fine to get rid of, but I'm not sure there's anything to bring in for it. But Ugin, yeah, is not great in this matchup. What do you think? Hey, what's up, Daniel? How are you? Fires of War. Ooh. Kami War Fires of Invention. Spicy. I mean, Fires of Invention seems like a good way to cast Kami War. I would wonder if maybe we'd want more permanence of some kind in the deck. Well, I guess we just Silent Blood ourselves. Pass the turn. But yeah, I think that is a sweet idea. Kami Ward does seem good if you can get it down. How about it? Breeding Pool. And all right. Well, hopefully this wins us the game. Opponent gets Lotus Field. Swamp. Necromantia. Lotus Field. Gone. 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 So opponent gets a zombie, but I mean, without Lotus Field, I don't know how they actually realistically try to win. Wow, well, it's finally going to happen, I think. Not in the way we want it, in some flashy way, but I mean, sideboard cards could be good about it. Has anyone tried? I mean, Arena was down all day, so I didn't get a chance to try it. Has anyone actually tried Fires in Historic? I'm very curious if it's going to be good. I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream. I think it's either going to be still busted or straight unplayable. Yeah, I would like. So, Daniel, one thing I would say is like, looking at the deck list. Let me see if I can pull it up again. I think one of the most powerful things you can do with Fires is play permanents that have relevant abilities. I think that's one of the strongest things you can do. We saw that with the standard versions. Like, because you can only cast 2 spells a turn, being able to have Kenrith was that was a big one, where you could take and activate its abilities a bunch of time if you have extra mana available. That was one of the best ways to power it up. So I would just keep that in mind. Any sort of mana sink, because you have that 2 spell a turn cap, anything you can have that's going to allow you to spend mana that is not spells is going to be really, really valuable in a deck like that. 1, 2, 3. All right, Cabal Coffers. Make mana. We will resolve and evoke despair for the first time, I think. So yeah, that's the stuff I'd be looking at. And then the stuff I would be... Oh, I think the deck might have went on private now, Daniel. And then I would be skeptical of stuff like Expressive Iteration. Because Expressive Iteration, in some ways, kind of like incentivizes you to cast multiple spells in a turn. So that stuff I would be a little bit nervous of. Yeah, Arena came back up like a little bit ago, right? Partway through the stream, I think. Yeah, Fires was put back in Historic, but rebalanced. So it's +1 mana. It's the same exact text, but it's 5 mana now instead of 4. Finally building Historic Reality chip deck tomorrow, and I have big expectations for it. Looking forward to sending it to you. Ooh, that sounds sweet, Stone Rain. Reality chip is a really cool card. If you can equip it for free, it seems really, really good. The opponent plays a land, passes. Sign in Blood. I'll play the Swamp. Coffers. Invoke Despair. I mean, I guess this is going to burn for 6. I don't even know what we'd... I mean, I think we just win next turn. What was in our opponent's hand? Anything of note? Ideas Unbound. Pierce, Salundi Vision. I mean, I guess we just pass. I think we can actually just win with our Invoke Despairs and Sign in Bloods. Like a weird mono black burn deck, essentially. About it. I'm not sure. Oh, all right. Opponent kills a graveyard. I guess we should have cracked it. No. Opponent. Peer through depths. No bump in the nights. Well, okay. Discard. About it taps. All right, opponent. Do your worst. Brea Vehicles is going to be a lot of fun. Ooh. The vehicles from Kamigawa have been the best part of the set. All right, opponent going to draw some cards. This has got to be Without the Lotus Field, I just don't think they can do it. Their deck is so dependent on Lotus Field. I'm not sure how they can actually win about it. I mean, maybe they got a backup plan. Underworld Breach, maybe? About it. Thinking. Okay. Discard some cards. I think we finally won a game with this deck. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Past in Flames. Well, okay, let's just make sure. Let's get rid of the Past in Flames. Just a one of? Two of. Alright, Past in Flames down. So they got a Wish. I guess that's their backup plan. Well, we untap. We did it. We did it. We got a Coffers win. It took... Uh-oh. Did we not get a Coffers win? Okay. I guess we technically didn't get a Coffers win. Opponent taps our Coffers. Well, Expedition map. Crack it. Next turn. We'll take Coffers. Play the Coffers. Make mana. Necromentia. Take the Wish. Just in case. And draw some cards. Pass it. Next turn. It's gonna happen. Archons for days. Okay, there's the Urborg too. Pass the turn. Next turn we can just cast the biggest Torment of Hailfire. Yeah, Jin is an interesting one. We did Commander Clash today. There was a Jin deck, and Jin is definitely obnoxious to play against. I still don't know that it's like super powerful, but it's definitely super obnoxious. Yeah, Brea with vehicles does sound sweet. Get the artifact synergies in there. About it. Tips for not using so much time on Magic Online. So, I mean, part of it I think is just practice and in playing a bunch. All right, we're gonna do this right. Okay, we live the dream. This is the pinnacle of this deck, I think. In Modern, we cast a Torment of Hailfire for 16. We'll take it. It took a lot of losing to get there, but we did get there. The biggest thing is, I would say, is get used to hotkeys and stops. If you're manually clicking everything, it's going to take a long time. I believe. Does anyone know what the? I think it's 6. I have my old hotkeys before they updated them. Before they updated them, it was F6. It's just like pass the turn no matter what. If you click that, it's going to go to the next turn. So if you go to your opponent's turn, rather than having to click OK, and then OK, and then OK, and then OK, every time your opponent does something, if you don't actually have anything to do, just hitting 6 is going to save you a ton of time. The other thing you can do is, depending on your deck, is auto-yielding to your triggers can be incredibly helpful as well. That's another really big one. Where if a trigger goes on the stack, and I'll see if I can show you an example of it if one comes up, but if a trigger goes on the stack, you can... Ooh, all right. I mean, if we can do the same thing as last time... So how do we keep our opponent from finding the land? All right, Past in Flames down. I mean, as long as our Necromancer resolves before Lotus Field comes down, we should be good. Misty. About it passes. So wait, when they crack this Misty, I'll show you. Play an Expedition map. Play Urborg. play an expedition map. All right, no Lotus Field. This is it. This is it. This is it. About it. If they play Lotus Field here, they probably win. If they don't, we almost certainly win because we get rid of the Lotus Fields. Untap land. So this can't dig for a land, though. It only digs for instants and sorceries. Peers into a pier. Did they randomly draw it? Come on. Come on. We need this Necromancer to resolve. Oh, I forgot to show the land cracking. Okay, opponent did not find it. Opponent passes, but we're definitely going for it. Castle, Lockwane, Necromancer. Okay, so if a trigger goes on the stack and you right click on this trigger, it'll give you the ability to always yield to cards with that name. So essentially, if you set it to auto yield, it doesn't matter much for a fetch land because what are the odds someone's going to crack the same fetch land a bunch of times? Not super high. Does our opponent have an answer for this? Pier. Okay, pieces of the puzzle, that's fine. I was worried it was going to be Veil of Summer. Well, Lotus Field. Wow, all right, that's big. That's big, that's big, that's big. So opponent's got a lot of stuff, but their stuff just doesn't do much. Without the Lotus Field to power it past the turn. So that's something you do pretty aggressively too. Hey, what's up, Wall Dog? How are you? Also just, yeah, it's like super relevant with combos. Like if you ever do some sort of infinite combo, being able to always yield to like a Heliod trigger that's going to trigger again and again and again it saves so much time. It's like such a huge time saver. You can also do like even more advanced tricks, which is pretty cool, where if your trigger is targeting something, a great example of this would be like the Heliod Walking Ballista combo that goes infinite. Your Walking Ballista is always going to ping your opponent. Your Heliod is always going to target your Ballista to replenish the counter. You can actually do always yield and also save the targets. So then you don't really have to do anything. So you can kind of completely automate a lot of stuff on Magic Online once you get used to how it works. Well, let's Thoughtseize ya. Ideas Unbound, Reach Through Miss. Psychic Puppetry. Yeah, we'll take an Ideas Unbound past the turn. About it. And I think a lot of it on Moto is just practicing too. Like, you'll get faster the more you get used to it. Really, like, at first, as you're getting used to everything, timing out can be an issue. But really, I think anyone I know that has played Moto for a while, once you get used to it, the clock is usually, unless you're like me and you're streaming and talking and doing all that stuff, like, normally the clock is not a serious threat to your game for the most part. Opponent. Beseju. Kind of surprised they didn't like go after our coffers, but opponent's gonna discard some cards. I don't know if our opponent can win. Like, I'm not sure they can win without their Lotus Fields. I feel like they need the Lotus Fields to win. Opponent. Ooh, Inquisition. Well, tap. Make mana. Invoke Despair. Draw some cards. I don't know. I mean, this is burn for 6. Maybe just burn for 6 is enough. Is that enough to make a playable card? I remember when I first played Bluey for Millionaire Pauper, I won with 21s. Oh, I've definitely had some close ones where I just barely. What did I put a tutor for? Wish, where I was just barely able to sneak out the win. So yeah, that definitely does happen on occasion. It's kind of fun to have to race the clock. Hey, what's up, Umzy? How are you? Thoughtseize you. Ooh. All right, Veil of Summer. Scary. The opponent gets to wish? Is that bad for us? Probably a bit. Well, crack the map. Get a coffers. Play. Oh, we can't play the coffers. All right, pass the turn. Well, yeah, Veil of Summer comes through. And we'll see. Maybe our opponent can fish a wish out. Oh, they can get a. Oh. Oh. I think they put a Lotus Field in their sideboard. I think that's what they did because there were only 3 in their deck. So our opponent's going to wish for a Lotus Field. Oh. All right. Well, I think what we have to do, and I don't know if this is going to work, I think we got to hit the Psychic Puppetry with Extirpate and see. Extirpate. Puppetry. Will this do it? Opponent's hand. No way to untap, which is big. Okay. Psychic Puppetry's down. Okay. Well, I think that's fine. As long as our opponent can't untap the Lotus Field, it doesn't really matter. And now we're going to untap with a ton of mana and hopefully win? Opponent. Sure. Lotus Field, but can't untap it. And now can we close it out? I mean, the Lotus Field by itself doesn't do anything. Like, Lotus Field is nothing unless you can synergize with it. The deck command's broken for some reason at the moment. I can get you the link, though. Opponent passes. Okay. Ideally, we win this turn as to not let our opponent untap and maybe get back into it. Liliana. Well, Cabal coffers. Make mana. Make mana. 10 mana. 11, 12 mana. 5. Oh, so I guess we don't just straight up win this turn, do we? Well, Inquisition. You. Take Ideas Unbound. Invoked it. I mean, if we hit a damage spell, we win. Liliana. Okay, play Liliana. Tick it up. Discard a land. Oh, if we had hit our Sign in Blood, we could have won with Sign in Blood, which would have been hilarious. Take it up, make it discard. Hopefully this will be enough. About it. Adepts. Could you play 1 copy of Turgid in this deck? Yeah, Turgid would be kind of funny. I mean, you could also build the deck even more around Turgid and probably make Turgid pretty good in the deck. I'll take it up. Just get rid of as many cards as possible. And pass the turn. All right, opponent. If you'd win with 1 card and no untappers, then I guess you got us. Opponent untaps. Getting rid of the untappers is big, big, big. Wow. Okay, opponent hits an untapper. Dreamskip untaps. No. Well, that would just be so... Yeah, okay. Opponent hit the exact card they needed. Okay. Oh, dear. Oh my god. I would have loved to win a match with Sign in Blood, but we didn't draw the Sign in Blood. Wow. Well, what a fitting end. A fitting end. I'm not convinced it doesn't matter now. We'll see. Maybe they still fizzle. I think they only have like one copy of, well, I guess that's 2 copies. They can't have that many Dream Scripts. Do you know if I wish for puppetry, if I can splice it? Opponent's trying to figure out. So Wish, what does Wish say? Oh, you can play a card you own from outside the game. I don't think you can take a card from exile. Can you? Yeah, I don't think you can take a card from exile. You can do it with Karn, because Karn like explicitly says you can cast it from outside the game or exile. Yeah, opponent was trying to figure it out. It was trying to explain it to him in the chat. I think I figured it out. I mean, maybe they still kill us here. Splice only works from hand. Yeah, so it wouldn't have worked on multiple levels. Opponent hits a twiddle, untaps. It's seriously? Are these coming from the graveyard, or does our opponent just keep drawing? They just top deck. They just top decked him. Hey, what's up, Chuck? How are you? The debate about whether streaming is an unfair advantage is solved when chat happily helps the opponent. Oh, that is true. Oh, double twiddle. What are the chances? So they've been casting random cantrips from their graveyard. Thanks to, I don't even know, where's the exile zone? So they pass in flame, so they can cast their graveyard, and they've just been casting random like Serum Visions and Reach Through Miss and and drawing into untappers. I mean, opponents up to Stormcloud a 9, and they have a lot of like. I think our opponent wins this, so I don't think they. I don't know if they should have done that. Opponent pieces of the puzzle. Hits another twiddle, of course. Our opponent's gonna win this. What are the chances? Matthew Shaman, welcome. Hello. You were here just in time to watch us twiddled out of this league. I mean, they got Grape Shot. They're up to a storm count of 11. I have to imagine, like, they have it, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they just hit enough twiddles to do it. About it. Wow. If I sent you a cool list with Anvil, would you play it? I mean, I would consider playing it. I never promise that I'll play a list without actually looking at the list first, but I definitely will promise that I'll look at it, and I definitely do play decks from viewers if I find them interesting, so it's definitely a possibility. Ooh, let me see, Matthew Shaman. Urza's Anvil. Ooh. Oh, this is similar but not exactly the same to what we played with our first league tonight. Croxa seems nice. Croxa would give the deck something a little bit bigger. Opponent managed to piece it together, and well, an inauspicious end to the life of this deck. Oh, well, this was one of those days where no matter what, everything was just going to come up in our opponent's favor, especially with this deck. So why don't we learn about the decks tonight? We played the Anvil deck. The Anvil deck was pretty sweet. I still think it's got some tuning to do. We just saw another build. We've seen multiple viewer submitted builds. So I think that the idea of the archetype is is still in its infancy in Modern. I think there's something there. And I think once all the, the kinks are out of the hose and the water's flowing smoothly, the deck can actually be pretty good. I do think there's still some stuff that's got to be probably improved, like the sideboard and whatnot. Some of the stuff we talked about during our matches. This deck, I don't know. We definitely were a little cursed with just how the running went. I'm still think that there's a lot of potential for a Coffers archetype. I think I'm just going to build my own from the ground up. I'm not sold on basically all the choices of this deck, but someone 5-0'd with it. But a lot of the individual choices of this deck I'm skeptical of. But I really think the idea of a Cabal Coffers Urborg deck, I think it's got potential. So I don't know, maybe it'll show up on a Mudge Brew or something in the future once I actually build it and do some testing with it. Because I really think the archetype has potential. But this specific build, oh boy, maybe it was just our running. We ran into like decks with no creatures and just had all the fatal pushes in the world. We ran into our first matchup, our opponent top decking the Armageddon the turn before they were dead, or they were empty-handed. So there's a lot of weird stuff that went on. But I mean, Invoke Despair actually describes this deck pretty well. But I mean, it was fine. It was basically 5 mana burn our opponent for 6 a lot of times, which that doesn't sound Modern playable when you consider Lightning Bolt's a card, but in Mono Black, it did close out a game, or tried to, but on that note, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. So next stream is on Tuesday. So in the meantime, reminders, replay YouTube this week, find all the old streams, normal YouTube. If you're looking for more Modern, we're ninjing for Much Brew tomorrow, so check that out. Is Invoke better than more Torments? Torments, we added one kind of for the memes. Torment's really good if you have a lot of mana. I think Invoke Despair is better at 5 mana, but I don't know. Invoke Despair, at least, it forces the opponent to sacrifice. The problem with Torment and Hailfire in a lot of matchups is if we cast it for 5, our opponent's just like, all right, I'll take 9, or I'll discard a couple things I want in the graveyard anyway. So Torment really has to be like 8 mana, 10 mana to really be good. XRTron, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. So normal YouTube, check that out. And one more reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some, oh yeah, nothing's working tonight. That's right. As far as the bot, it broke. Card Kingdom, if you need some magical cards, you can get them at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free goldfish sticker. Most importantly, thank you to each and every one of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome and spectacular, and I love each and every one of you. So have an amazing night, everyone. I love y'all. Thanks so much. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Tuesday. Until then, I will talk to you soon.